What's going on? All right, what are we doing here? All right. What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. Welcome back to Tuesday Night Gordita. We got a great show for you today. We're going to get right into it. We got a great show for you today. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish. The King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy, but you can call me CGA, C God Allah. I'll be the 14th time demonetized champion of YouTube. Oh, we got a great show for you today. We're going to get into it. We only really have two topics, with the main event topic, the story sweeping the internet and the news media, is the Shannon Sharpe situation here. He has apparently doxed the accuser who was suing under a Jane Doe, but Shannon Sharpe and one of his attorneys have doxed this woman's name, and he has doxed her in his statement video early this morning. People have done their recon and due diligence and have exposed who this woman is, and we're going to reveal her to you, who she is, and go a little bit and give you some background information on who she is. And by the way, in this morning show, I said exactly this, that she's probably not going to be a great looking woman. Now, I can see why he was into her, because what we understand about fetish communities and things like this, young women, we can see why men go this route. And there's a lot of criticism about Shannon Sharpe being in his 50s and late 50s, dating a woman who was 19, 20, 21, around 22 or 23 right now. We're getting the new information about how old she was. And so there's a lot of criticism related to that, and people have warned him of this behavior. Obviously, this is something we talk about quite a bit, so it makes this conversation that much interesting. But today, I did say she's probably not going to be, all right, she's probably not going to be more than a 7. And based on what I've seen, it's pretty bright. But she does fall into the girl next door playing Jane archetype. And it does see why men would be into her. She definitely is milk of magnesia. Many people might call her a mealy mouth muskrat. She definitely has a fitness background. But we're going to show you who she is and reveal to who she is, the accuser in this case. And we're also going to talk about was this a JUCO? Okay. Was this a JUCO, or was this not a JUCO? All right, because we have some evidence that possibly this might have been a mahi-mahi pay-for-play thing, but we can also talk about the origins of the meeting was not the JUCO as we probably have come to know it. So we're going to talk about that and what that means going forward. Does it mess up the game for the JUCO? Does this mess up the dynamics of relationships between older men and younger women? And also, what type of relationship was this? We're going to actually go through it. And CGA was right once again on this one. The reason why this case is brought forward, I actually predicted why it was brought forward, and it was right. I was right. So there's a lot to cover here, but we're also going to cover some alternative lifestyles in terms of what people call, in the sexual communities. And you're going to hear a lot of that being talked about, because a lot of that is going to be uncovered in this case. And some people may not know how deep the rabbit hole goes when you talk about the type of relationships that women like sexually. This is something that I've been talking about, especially younger women, and why they would be willing to be with an older man or an experienced man, why they're willing to go with Pookie, Ray, Chad, Tyrone, or a man with money that's willing to do certain things. So these things are being presented in this case. So we're definitely going to reveal that, and we ain't gonna waste no time. To contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV, PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams, and that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel, when you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat. New world order. On the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Lots of dynamics to cover here. I know people have a lot of questions. Why would he do something like this? Why would she do something like this? Why in the world do younger women doing like this? And we've been giving you a great indicator of that in the last week, just in the last week. Younger women preferring older men, younger women monetizing themselves, the monetized dating marketplace. Just in the last week, a few episodes, Now we have this case, and it allows us to teach on this one. Oh, yeah. So do me a favor, hit the like button. Let me peruse around the interweb. And I do have some warnings about men who are looking to go, especially older men who are dating younger women. One thing that I do want to highlight is that I'm going to tell you, I have to tell you, because this is important and it is present in this case as well. We got our brother here. It is Anastasia Boss, New York, says WWE's Paul Heyman. I'm not going to say it. Me neither.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
He says he's just made a very awkward comment, and it's on X. And he definitely is in character talking shit about Shannon Sharpe and ESPN. Yeah, he's in character saying that, but, you know, Paul Heyman is Paul Heyman. Is he ever out of character? I did see what he said, and he definitely is putting that pressure on ESPN, and he don't give a fucks about Shannon Sharpe. I did see that. Andrew says, Coach, gang, let's go. A quick quote by Robert Greene. Coach, despise the free lunch. What is offered for free is dangerous. It is usually involved either a trick or a hidden obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. And in this situation, this presides in this situation too. And it has also been revealed. I mean, some very, very revealing information has been revealed in this case. For people who want to know, we're going to talk about it. And for anybody saying Shannon will be all right, please save the ignorance, all right? Because you are talking plumb ignorance. This story has legs. She's got legs, and I'm waiting for the last shoe to drop, the second shoe to drop, but it's going to drop. All right, it's going to drop, and I'm just waiting, and I'm not hoping it. And let me just say, I don't hope anything bad about this man. I don't wish anything bad or ill about Shannon Sharpe. I have no jealousy over the guy. I have an opinion about him. I don't think I've thrown much shade at him, but I throw shade at everybody. But this story got legs. All right. And the only thing missing is the second accuser. All right. That's the only thing missing. If that person pops up, it's over for him. You can say kiss him goodbye. But now, people have gone on. Remember when I first reported this story, Henry Resilient was in the live chat in the morning. I already set my show up. Henry Resilient showed me he said, hey, you heard about the Shannon Sharpe situation. So I pulled it up, saved it for Crime and Law CGA, and I was able to pull up a case. Remember I pulled up the case? Well, that case is coming back because that case is currently in the New York Supreme Court. Remember I pulled up the case and I said, I see a case between Shannon Sharpe and some woman named Michelle. All right, and it was from 2023. But that wasn't even the Michelle that he was having sex with. And we don't even know if that woman's name was Michelle. He was just saying, my Michelle. So he could have been role-playing with that woman. Who knows? But there was a case already, and there's been, you know, what they're doing now in typical tactic. This is why, men, you have to listen to me. Guys, when you become successful, these allegations and these past cases, they start pulling them out of the woodwork. All right, they start pulling out his case. Apparently, he has a case in 2010. Apparently, he has a case from 2010. All right, so I actually played the audio this morning. So if it's the same audio, already played it this morning. So we've already gone over the audio early this morning. All right, so yeah, it's a situation again. Now we do have to worry about that. When we're here, we just have to figure out what's going to happen with the rest of his program there. But shout out to Andrew, despise the free lunch. What is free often comes with obligations. We also have some indications that he did try to use an NDA. So he tried to cover every base. All right, he tried to cover his bases here, but then he got caught slipping. You know what I mean? He needed a taste of them ice cream Cinnabons. Them ice cream cookies. Okay? Yes, indeed. Michelle Obama role play. Shout out to Hombre Lobo, says, thank you for the great content. Happy to support. You are appreciated. And he also says right here, hey, coach, what is the big deal about living in Calabasas? My female cousin said she's on a mission to live there. Mind you, she now lives in Jackson, Mississippi. Your take. Calabasas is essentially... listen, I've lived near Calabasas for a long time. In fact, my rival high school is Calabasas. All right. So the high school I graduated from, Agora Hills, shout out to the Agora Chargers. Our rival was Calabasas, the Coyotes. Now, let me just tell you, back then, Agora Hills was a developing area in the Las Virgenes area, just past the San Fernando Valley. It had been a community that was starting to build up in the mid 80s, really the early to mid 80s. And it was for people, normally celebrities and people who were wanting to get away from the San Fernando Valley as it grew, Reseda and Canoga Park. These people started moving past and going to Agora Hills. A lot of these, who-ish people went there. A lot of celebrities went there. A lot of people that came celebrities went there. And the thing about it, back then, it was an old town. It was an old horse town. They used to film movies out there, cowboy movies with John Wayne and shit. So that was Agora Hills and Calabasas for me. Now, Calabasas became popular for the Kardashians. So then Calabasas, it started to develop. All right, it actually was the latest development. So Thousand Oaks, Agora, Westlake Village had been developed. Calabasas was kind of like hidden Jewish people. All right, they had Hidden Hills, Jewish people. All right, and then Calabasas was kind of like a one horse town. But what happened was the Kardashians blew it up. All right, and so they blew it up around the 2005, 2006. But celebrities and people had already been living there. So around that time, it started to blow up and it started to gain recognition. And because of that, a lot of people moved to Calabasas. People moved to Calabasas from everywhere. And today, Calabasas has a reputation. It's kind of like it's a Beverly Hills tucked away in the hills. So because it has name notoriety and rappers mention it, now they want to live in Calabasas. But I don't even know why you would want to live there, okay? Because it's completely, like, unless you're a celebrity. If you're just a regular person going to move to Calabasas, I don't know why you want to do that. That's like a regular person moving to Beverly Hills. Why Calabasas? It's tucked away. It's on the 101. It's way past the San Fernando Valley. It's up in the hills. It's expensive. Way more expensive than it used to be back when I used to live in that area. It's not close to anything, right? It's not close to anything. It's close to Westlake and Thousand Oaks. And then you can go to Oxnard one way and the Valley the other way. There's nothing out there. No, there's nothing out there. Yeah, it's monkey see, monkey do. There's nothing out there but white women, right, and Jews, right? That's what's out there. So I don't get it. You know what I mean? I know wanting to live somewhere where you feel safe and you're a celebrity and you could be away from the bullshit. All right. But it ain't like it's going to be parties everywhere. It's gonna be swinger parties with 50-year-old Jewish women. All right. But there's nothing there. All right. There's literally nothing there. All right. So it's not like there's an amusement park in Disneyland next to it. There's nothing there. It's kind of hidden away. So if you're a regular person coming from Jackson, Mississippi, and you want to move from Jackson, Mississippi to go live in Calabasas and Hidden Hills, I don't get it. All right, but they're just moving there for the name. All right, it's kind of like moving, but like Newport Beach has the beach. So it's kind of like moving to Newport Beach, but it has a beach. Yeah, I would rather be in Malibu. Malibu would make more sense, and it would be better traffic going to LA. I just don't get it. But I know about the area, and most people they're only moving there because celebrities move there. And it's way away. It's tucked away. You know what I mean? If you just like hills and possibility of your house catching on fire and old Jewish people and, horses. But again, if you're a regular person going from Mississippi to Calabasas, I mean, the scenery gets quite boring. The scenery doesn't change. All right. It's a couple of hills. Then you're down going to the valley. So anyway. So it's just status. Yeah. It's just status. It's just saying I live in Calabasas. All right. But once you move to Calabasas, there's nothing going to be happening there. This is just going to be, you say you live in Calabasas. All right. So, and knowing what I've known about Calabasas since I was in high school, so that's about 30 years. I don't see anything. There's nothing exciting there. But it's just to say you live there. But I don't think a person from Mississippi is going to be able to afford to live in Calabasas. All right. So anyway. Yeah, I would go to Marina Del Rey type shit. All right. All right, what are we doing here? All right, so let me see here. Did I get everybody? Get it all, baby. Pause. He said y'all wanted to move to Inglewood. Like, if you don't have experience with California and you go to Calabasas, you're about to get fucked over. And I say this all the time about California. Unless she's a pretty attractive girl, unless she's an attractive woman, which I highly doubt coming from Jackson, Mississippi. Now, she could be the finest. She could be one of the finest girls in Jackson. But if you leave Jackson and you're a regular, degular girl to go live in Calabasas, like, for what? I would want to know for what. Like, I have to know why. She's a celebrity. She's an OnlyFans girl. She's an Insta model. Like, what is she going there for? But I say this all the time. Stay the fuck out of Cali if you're not a hustler. Right here. If you are a hustler, if you are not a hustler, do not take your ass to California. If you just a regular degular, I'm a work, and you just the first person in your community, like you're a first person in your family that's trying to make it in life, and you're like, I know, I'll move to Calabasas and find a job. Do not take your ass to California. You're going to fucking get ran over, dude. California is a place for hustlers. The rent don't play. The rent don't play. They don't play, man. People think they're going to be a big fish in a small pond and go to California and then just clean house. Like they clean house in Jackson and Raleigh and Charlotte. California don't play with you. They'll chew you up and spit you the fuck out. All right. And they looking for new people to just finesse. So let me tell you, man, let me just look at this. Is she buying a house? Vlad says he pays $15,000 a month to rent his house, his mansion in Calabasas. Right? I'm just going to guess. Renting Calabasas is $5,000 for a 2-bedroom. 3-bedroom has got to be $5K. So I'm going to say for a 2-bedroom in Calabasas, probably $3,000, $3,500. All right, let me see here. All right, Malibu Canyon outside of Calabasas between 25 and 37. 25 and 37. So let me just tap in here. This is right where I used to be around. Let me tap in here. So 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $2,500 a month. 2-bedroom. You see what we got here. I mean, just so you can see, guys, I ain't fucking lying to you guys. I can guarantee you, I just hope she has OnlyFans, bro. I just hope she got OnlyFans or something. I'm going to need a reason why she's moving to Calabasas. All right, that's Calabasas rent. Okay, so look, why are you moving to Calabasas? And if you just want to explore and live life, do you got that rent? Listen, man, I'm looking at this and I'm looking like,
do you have the stomach?
Do you got the stomach? Dude, they will chew you up and spit you out in Cali. If you a regular Joe, do not move to Cali, bro. I was a hustler in Cali, and that shit was like swimming uphill. It's like, it was like swimming upstream in Cali, and I was hustling and winning. As a trainer, I was making money on my own bread, and it was a hustle. It was a hustle. So anyway, that's what I would have to know, because other than that, I'm trying to figure out why these motherfuckers, why you going from Jackson to that? Somebody know? Maybe he knows. She gonna be selling lots of pussy, so she better be baddie. She better be a baddie. And we got our brother here. This is Bim. Shout out to Bim. He says for $25K, he could have traveled to Africa or the Caribbean and had a ball. NDA might not have even been required. All right. Well, he was in too deep. He was in too deep. We gonna get in it, man. We gonna get in it. Yeah, she gonna drown in Cal. I guarantee you she'll be back in Jackson, Mississippi, bro. This is a 2-bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom house in Calabasas. 5,400, 2-bedroom, older house. And that's an old fucking house. I know this area. All right. 4,200 for a 3-bedroom. 1,000 square feet, old house. That's Woodland Hills. I know that's not even Calabasas. They don't have a lot of area in Calabasas to live in. 1,600 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And then last one, this is Agora Hills. It's where I went to high school. This is one of these old houses that was built late 80s, mid to late 80s into the 90s. $6,000, 5-bedroom. $6,000, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. All right, it adds up quick, bro. So shout out to the 818 and the 805. I actually lived in Westlake Village, you know, with the real you know who it is.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
All right, lots of yous over there. All right, Myron would be quite happy with the type of people there. But let's get into it. It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right. It's an evil world we live in. Shout out to you in Moore Park. I went to Moore Park College. All right. Shout out to Moore Park College, the community college out there. Wait. Okay. Let's get into this. It's an evil world we live in. Before we go talk about the Shannon Sharpe situation, we do have to talk about something that people have been asking about, because we do have a lot of men that they lack experience in the world of dating and romance. They lack experience in the sexual department. They may be blue-pilled. They may be beta males. They may hear the details. They may hear the details of these stories and wonder, how did this happen? And maybe they might say Shannon is a bad guy. They may say this girl is a bad guy. Well, reading the text messages that were released by Shannon Sharpe's attorney, we did hear quite a bit of sexual innuendo and role play, which then leads to the audio clip of how people were saying, well, this is just role play. This is just some sort of alternative relationship that they were having. And this is a statement by Lanny Davis, the counsel for Shannon Sharpe. And one of the texts says, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me while you're fucking me. This is one of her texts. So you see the choke, you hear the dog collar, you hear the dom sub relationship they have. And then you have this where it entered into mahi mahi. I know you missed this big juicy ass. We're actually going to see if she has a big juicy ass. All right. We got photos of her. She's saying $25K a cheek. And what sounds like an expensive sex night, it's inexpensive at this point. It's all relation. It's all in relationship. All right. And then she has other text messages. It says right here, only if you want to put the baby gravy in me, then you can do whatever you want with me. So we have that dynamic. And then she also wants to put her tongue up his bung hole, and then marry me at the same time. So you're seeing a very complex situation. You're putting a tongue up a grown man's ass, almost 60 years old, got to have a whole bunch of hemorrhoids there. She's willing to do it. Then she's also proposing marriage. Okay. All right. So she's got baby gravy, getting knocked up, pregnancy kink. We got her getting choked. We got her willingly saying these things, according to the attorney. She's also saying marriage and licking the bunghole. All right. So we got that. All right, and then we got daddy stuff. That's my daddy. Fuck, I want you to put a big black baby in me. We also have, again, knock up cream pie baby kink, all right, which is happening in our world. And then she also says, again, you'll be stuck with me for life, a.k.a. proposing marriage. And then after you put a big black baby in me. So we know what her mindset is with these sexually graphic text messages that lots of people send. Let's just not clutch our pearls here. Lots of people send these dynamic relationship messages to each other. Some people do, some people don't. Some people do, some people don't. Now, we've heard the message earlier today, and if you didn't hear the message, I suppose I'm going to have to play it for you people, all right, just to make the story complete. This woman is now claiming that she does have a voicemail where Shannon Sharpe is threatening to choke her. Okay, so we have the choking request. All right, we have the choking request on text. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me while fucking me. Okay, unfortunately, we're going to have to get very graphic here, and I might have to tell you about some situations in myself, but there are lots of women, especially young women, older women, sub-dom, they are requesting these things. They do have these kinks. Now, we did hear this message, which we'll play right here.
You're just gonna like get mad at, and I don't know, anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
All right, so we do have heard men say you got to talk to women like this. You got to hold your masculine frame. You got to establish your dominance. We have heard people talk about this, and there's various dynamics to this relationship. And she used the word manipulate twice, but we only heard it once. And she definitely set him up for the okie doke, which is another thing that I have to pick up here. A lot of old niggas don't know about these young girls and these technologies. So, you know, there also is a sex tape that's supposed to be 30 to 50 seconds long. Why does Shannon know this? We're going to talk about that. But they're saying that the sex tape is doctored, not this particular piece of audio. And she knows she's being recorded, so she can play a little bit coy. Okay, now, also in this, you can hear her being very girly, which tells you that there's a sub-dom relationship going on here. There's a very sub-dom relationship going on here. All right, and so if you hear in her voice how she's talking, you know, she's sounding very, very young.
I don't know, anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What?
All right, so something's going on there. We're going to tell you what it is because I predicted it and I was right. All right, I predicted what was the cause of the shift in this relationship. And you can see that this dynamic has shifted from a 2-year relationship to where you've seen him in court with the mediator for several weeks.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Okay, so in that context, this does not sound good if you're a blue pill normie, if you are a oxygen thief, a knuckle dragger. But we've already established they probably have this type of relationship where you can tell them, hey, you know, you probably have role played this out. So it sounds like that's the context that he was speaking in, but nonetheless, it doesn't sound good when you put everything in order. It doesn't sound good. All right, and I just want to be clear. Gentlemen, I'm not fighting this case. I'm not trying to fight for this woman to go to jail if she's proven to be wrong. I'm not defending Shannon Sharpe. I'm not defending the girl. We only have what we have. All right, you guys that'll be like, she's all right, don't worry about this. You guys are idiots to me. You guys that think Shannon Sharpe's going to jail, you guys are playing dumb as well. All right, people who want Shannon Sharpe to lose his career, I don't want to see that either. I think this is shit. This case should be a nothing burger, as ABL say. This case should be nothing based on what we know so far. But however, there is stuff that we don't see, which is the tape, the sex tape, which exists that Shannon Sharpe knows about. Shannon Sharpe knows about this, and he's going to address this later. He knows about this, that there is a tape that is very damaging. How do we know about this? Number one, he said it. Number two, I can't tell you right now. Police report. We're not going there with that bullshit. Guys, this is not 2018. If you're asking for a police report, go somewhere else with that bullshit. We know these cases are fought civilly. If you're still asking for police reports in the civil case, just go back to, can I suggest a channel to you? Go back to a MGTOW channel. Go back to a Black Pill channel. Shut the fuck up about police report. This shit is crazy. Y'all niggas is absolutely pathetic. Is there a police report? Shut the whole fuck up. We know these don't exist. It's never going to exist in any of these cases. You don't need a police report at this particular point, and even if you had one, you can still sue civilly. All right? Niggas talk about police report. Come on, bruh. Now let's get into this. Niggas say, all right. Ninjas be like, this is a MK Ultra. What are these niggas say? This is an MK Ultra humiliation ritual. Somebody take that shit to the store too. Take that shit somewhere else, bruh. This is a humiliation ritual. Go somewhere else with that goofy shit. Y'all said the same thing about Jonathan Majors, and then guess what happened? It wasn't a humiliation ritual. I know y'all want to think, oh, well, he was going to sign the big bag, and he had to do this for humiliation. Please shut it the fuck it up with that bullshit. This is a real life situation, right? This is real fucking life with real fucking bread and all of that. All right, so y'all want to talk about that? Go somewhere else, please. Now, let's get back to this part. Let's get back to what I've been telling you about what your future wives are doing. What's happening is, in situations like this, young women are sexually dysfunctional just as much as men are. And the amount of men and women that are sexually dysfunctional, we don't know, but I've been proving my case very well that a lot of young women are getting involved in pornography today, Generation Z women, at the age of 11, all the way up to 13, even 15, 19, and all of that stuff. Okay, so they are experiencing and going through, this ain't the old days where women will be like, Playboy, that's nasty. But no, these people are experiencing this. These women are bringing these relationships into certain men's lives. So, the dominant kink. We're going to talk about some kinks here, and it's going to get a little uncomfortable. Let's go to here. Okay, so what are BDSM relationships? Because this is going to come up. All right, BDSM is going to be refer to bondage and discipline, dominance and submission, or S&M sadomasochism. All right, so bondage and discipline, sadomasochism. So BDSM, for those who don't know. All right, so BDSM, bondage and discipline, sadism or sadomasochism, or sadism or masochism. All right, so what will happen is we've already seen that exists in this relationship. Where did we see it? We saw it right here. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. So they've already are role-playing this or experiencing this in their relationship. That already exists. Now, let's go down. What type of relationships exist in there? There's a history of it. It's been around for a long time. It's nothing new. Master, slave. This could be the one person is the master, one person is the slave. Okay, one person is the master. Now, it doesn't mean that the man is the master, the woman is the slave. It could be opposite. There are dominant women. There are women that are masters, and they get paid lots of money, and they go to parties, they get flown around. It's crazy. Some of these women are corporate American women or wives. So master, slave, one takes charge, the other one is in various control spectrums, okay? All right, a sexual relationship can be in a situation where the dominant persona is taking charge and giving orders. Some men, mainly white men, love to be slaves, all right? They love to be slaves and lick shoes and lick vinyl boots and yes, master. Some of these dudes are executive, CEO, niggero, corporate dweebs, nerds, pickup artists, and so forth and so on. And the woman dresses up in some sort of dominant thing and whips the guy and makes it, and he crawls around. She might walk him on a dog leash. Some of these women might be what we call Amazons or bodybuilders or weightlifters. Then when you also have this, you do have it where the man is the master and the woman is the slave. Okay, and it could be somewhat erotic. It could be very erotic for the people who want to participate in this. All right, so we have the master slave. We have littles and caregivers. The main trait is that the dominant is a caregiver while the submissive wants to be cared for and nurtured. What does that fall under? That falls under pay pig, spoil me, these type of dynamics. Okay, pay pig, spoil me. Or it could be where the situation where it's a guy who's older and he has a Filipino nurse. and she feeds him applesauce and shit like this. There's always sex undercurrent here, and it could be a sexual relationship there. It could be doctor nurse. It could be one of these situations. It could be nurse Florence Nightingale, where the caregiver gives the person receiving care is falling in love with the caregiver, and he falls in love because the woman is the caregiver. So Florence Nightingale effect. Findom, financial domination, pay pig. This all forms under this littles caregiver. I'm just a little innocent girl. I'm just a girl here. I'm getting my nail done. Send me money. And the guy gets pleasure. Guy gets pleasure by giving the woman money. Sometimes there's sex behind it. Sometimes there's not. But she's the little. All right. He's the big. You also hear in the gay community, the big, the little, the sub, the dom. All right. So that exists there. A lot of y'all ain't ready for this. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Kink role play. So that could go about anything. Teacher, student, doctor, nurse, priest, nun, coach, cheerleader. Okay, whatever it is. There's a variety of these. Devil, angel. It says the options are endless. Role play. Man, I'm telling you, especially with the young people, role play can go forever. Young people come up with a variety of things, and it got, what did they call them? A furry, this, animals, both in a costume. The options of role play are endless. And what I see is this also has a hint of role play in it. All right. So Shannon Sharpe, she wants to put a collar around her neck. Then you have the dom, choke me. Then you have the pay pig option, $25K per cheek. You also have her dominant putting tongue in the bunghole. Then you have romance. You have pregnancy kink. All right. Knock me up, baby gravy. Bust a nut inside of me. All right. Give me a black baby. All right. So a lot of women have this kink as well. All right. So they want to be impregnated. Even if they're on birth control, some women want to feel that need that they're getting impregnated during the process. Some men want to feel like that. I'm going to give you a baby. And that gets people off. There also is a women that want to be cum dumps. I know people think that is a pejorative, but some women want to feel like that's what they are. Race play, master slave race play. Yes. All right. Where you got the white woman and you're going to make up for your ancestry. I'm going to take my reparations out on them white cupcakes. Or you have the black man that ties up the white man that ties up the black woman, makes her dress up like a mammy or a slave. Okay. So, these are real scenarios. And by the way, this is on marriage.com. The information I'm presenting is on a website called marriage.com. Yeah, choo-choo trains. Trains go into this particular role play where the woman is 6 niggas and they kick in the door. They climb in with their Timberland boots and their black tank tops, and they climb in there with their baggy jeans, and then they take the little white girl. Yeah, the runaway slave. Man, it is one of those things that exists, but of course, when it's taken out of context, people are like, what is this stuff? It gets really crazy. It's strange. And I participated in a lot of these, so I'm going to just tell you. All right, a lot of these are not foreign to me at all. The next one, owner pet. Owner pet. That could go into a variety of things, but that goes into these new people here. This is a relationship that manifests where the dominant persona takes charge to the submissive as though they are an animal that they take care of or discipline. All right, we kind of see this here with the dog collar, or you will see that the woman climbs into a cage. All right, so you have a big dog crate and she'll be in a dog crate. Now that I've never done. All right, I'm going to just tell you, I've never done that, but I do know that I do feel that women I've been with probably would have done it. Now, somebody said this is all consensual. That's a very important distinction. All of these relationships are consensual. We're going to talk about that. Even something called consensual, non-consensual. All right, consensual, non-consensual. But these role play also you'll see in Halloween costumes. You'll see in Simple Prawn. You'll see them featured in there. The teacher and the young student. And she's sitting there with her knees all knocked, and she's got a buck tooth, and she's a goofy glasses and pigtails. This is just role play. And the guy's she's supposed to be of age, but in the role play, how? Because she's a high school student and you're an older man. I mean, so what is the role play? It's kind of bringing in this minor girl, right? The girl's supposed to represent a minor, the naughty nurse, hi doctor, the autopilot, the airplane pilot, and the stewardess, the cheerleader and the coach, or the football player. So these all exist, and some people need to experience this to be able to get off, and we're going to hear that later too, hopefully. Then you have professional dom and sub. All right, so this is where people say this is a dom sub situation. What a dom sub is, typically in the alternative lifestyle, which includes the LBGTQ community, most people will do dom and sub. Most of them represent dom and sub. What do you hear? The person doing the bending and the person bending you over, or pitcher catcher, or Lily Lintlickers, dom sub. The person dressed like the stud is normally the dom. The lipstick lesbian is normally the sub. All right, so this is dom sub. So for me, when I was coaching women's basketball in college, that's where I learned about Lily Lintlickers and dom sub, because that's how they describe their relationships. All right, they'd be like, oh, that's the dom, I'm the sub. So I dealt with a lot of Lily Lintlickers, and this is what they talked about. That's how they expressed their relationship. And you pretty much knew who was the dom and sub. However, sometimes the lipstick lesbian could be the dom. Right? It could be the dom. And it's not always the butch or the stud that is the dom. Because sometimes in situations, the dom is the butch or the stud is in need of the lipstick. The lipstick is the career woman. She's driven and that type of thing. And she could be the one that is the caretaker of the stud. So the stud life would be hell, but the career woman, the lipstick, is the organized one, the responsible one. And you would never know she's a lesbian until you meet their stud wife. Okay, so the bull dagger. But it goes pretty deep. All right, so men that are dom sub, typically, you will see that the man is the dom, the woman is the sub. And some women naturally are like this. This is why you hear men say, why don't women submit? Well, submit. Okay, so the woman will come in and she has this mindset of, I don't want to think. I don't want to. Let me see if I can give you an example of this real quick. Played out in regular stuff. Let me see here. Don't want to think skit. All right, I pulled this up before. Oh, here we go right here. This would be an example of this playing out for normies. All right, this would be an example of dom sub just in a regular relationship context, not sexual, but this is how some sub women want to think. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me see here.
There's two exits to the left. My nearest exit is still in front of me. But that guy looks kind of suspicious. Make sure he doesn't get too close to her.
Make my way downtown, walking fast, that's his person home.
All right, so in her world, as a submissive woman, the guy does all the work. He does all the thinking. He sets all the direction. He makes all the plans. He drives the car. He sets all the dinner plans. He tells her where we're eating. And she's just an airhead. As long as she has her man, she's just there for the ride. Right? She's never going to pay for shit. Never 50-50. None of that shit. She just there for the ride. Okay? That's going to also play out in the bedroom. Okay? So he could be the dom in the bedroom. It could be. Not necessarily. It's all a negotiation. But you will find that when you're with even an age gap, the woman is completely submissive. All right? She's like this. You will ask her. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. She'll tell you, don't ever ask me what I want to eat. I'll eat whatever you get. Just tell me what you want to do. Call me whenever you want to do. I'll stop what I'm doing. All right. And you always are the priority. So it is this dom submissive, and it will play out in the bedroom too. There could be some spanking, hair pulling, this type of thing. And women get off on this. Sorry. They get off on this. Men get off on this too. Being dominant. And you're going to hear this in this case, because in the case file, you're hearing dominant sub. You're hearing choking being requested and choking being done. You're hearing her say she's physically intimidated by him. That doesn't mean she's not going to be sexual with him under any dynamic. So she says she's physically intimidated. That doesn't mean, oh, get away. That means, wow, right? He's physically intimidating. He could probably dominate me. So there's a lot in here that you have to break down. And I can't break all of this down in 20 minutes. All right. There's many, many layers and levels to this type of activity. Also, money can be used to control. Okay. Money can be used as I'm the money bag. You're the one without the money. So you can use money in this situation to dominate, or she could dominate you via the money. All right. So sometimes people have to pay for this. Sometimes women and men look for this. We have internet submission, which we're not going to worry about. And then we have sexual sadism and masochism. This is deriving pleasure from inflicting pain. Yes. Yes. Deriving pleasure from inflicting pain. Once you meet a very masochistic person, it is a mind fuck. All right. They might say something like, bite my nipples really hard. And you're like this. And they're like, harder. And you're like, whoa. Choke me till I pass out. Choke me to, you see my face turn bright blue or red. There are people, there's extremes. Some women will take your hand and give you give me the choke slam. I've been telling you that for a long time. There's some women that need that. As soon as you do it, they'll squirt. All right, it's crazy. But what happens is, in the regular world, you bring this to the regular world and everybody acts all appalled. Wow, I can't believe people are doing this. Meanwhile, yeah, some women want a pounding. Pound me harder. Smack me harder. Smack me softer. Pull my hair. They might experience it and they think a mature man or a pookie is going to do it. Once you do it, they'll go for it. They don't say stop. All right, so there's a whole bunch of layers to this, but the normie world will act like they know nothing about it, which I think is weird because people know about this. Yeah, basic instinct. Tie me up. Dominant sub. You tell them, I'm going to put them handcuffs on you. Okay, daddy. All right?
Okay, daddy.
The daddy thing. The daddy. All right? That is a dom sub. All right? People say it's weird. It's just dom sub. Where the woman doesn't look at you as the father. She looks at you as a father figure. All right? So a father figure could be a priest, a coach, or something like that. It's not the actual daddy. But this exists in many cultures. Papi, papacito, daddy. All right, my man. I'm his girl. So there's a dom sub. She won't say, that's my man, I'm his woman. She will say, that's my man, I'm his girl. Then we even talk about grape fetish. All right, that actually is in, people are bringing up grape fetish. That is definitely in derived in some of these here. But there are some people that want to hang people by their nipples and by their toes and spin them around on the wheel and shoot fire darts at them. It goes crazy, right? All right, it goes crazy, and there's even levels and layers to that, all right? But there are young women participating in this. If you look at a lot of prawn and videos and pictures and hentai porn, people are doing this. People are doing this, so the people clutching their pearls in this situation, it's all bullshit to me. You also have CNC, consensual, non-consensual, which is essentially part of this role play, where consensual, non-consensual sounds, basically what you do is beforehand, you're going to do something. You're going to do something to the person that you agree to, but you don't know what level the person's going to do it to. All right, so let's say you want to tie someone up or handcuff them and then flog them. Well, maybe you go too hard or go too rough, or you put a belt on them like the Andrew Tate video. And she might be screaming, kicking, and crying. But she never says the safe word. In a consensual, non-consensual, you're role-playing scenes that you've seen. She might request it, and then you go, okay, great fantasy, and you proceed to do it. But beforehand, you negotiate a safe word so you know when to stop. That's consensual, non-consensual. Safe word is involved. So we're going to play something out. We're not going to choreograph it, so that's going to ruin the dynamic. But you're going to break into the house, and then I'm going to run around, scream, and then you're going to chase me and then snatch my clothes off, and then you're going to tie me to the bed. All right? You might even discuss that beforehand. Okay. Well, what's the safe word? All right, what's the word that lets me know you don't want to go further? You want me to stop? You would have an established safe word in a consensual, non-consensual. So it looks like a non-consensual activity. I'm going to spank you. Here's the belt, little girl. Take your cotton panties off. And then whack, whack, whack. If she's like, oh, daddy, if she keeps going and doesn't say the safe word, she's cool with it. Meaning that there could be bruises. There could be lashings and whelps and bruise marks and, choke fingers around the neck. There could be this. That could exist in a consensual, non-consensual, as long as she says the safe word and you provide aftercare afterwards. All right, so you have to agree what the safe word is, and then when the safe word is spoken, if you proceed past the safe word, it is now non-consensual. Okay? It's now non-consensual. Soon as you go past the safe word, she says Wednesday. That's the safe word. And you say, I don't give a fuck. And you go ham. Non-consensual. Now it's a sexual assault. It's a grape. Trevor Bauer's situation was exactly that. She asked to get punched, knocked out, her teeth knocked in the back of her throat. She asked for everything. Punch me, choke me harder till I black out. That's a consensual, non-consensual. And it was only non-consensual, and she never safe worded. She completed it. Then she went, and she had bruises and whelps, and people saw her. Why you got these bruises? Well, this guy beat me up. Now he's going to court. Because the relative was like, nah, that's not cool. But then when you go back to the text messages, she asked to be choked out till she blacked out, punch as hard as you can, push my teeth down the back of my throat. That is consensual, non-consensual. So people are participating in this. Not everybody goes to jail. Not everybody ends up like Shannon Sharpe or Trevor Bauer. Some people move on with their lives. Okay, some people move on. This is why, and I've been saying, some of the dynamics of the red pill and the manosphere. Okay? Some of the dynamics is that most of the dynamics I hear between men and women, oh, these women let Pookie hit it for free. These women want tall men over 6'3". What it sounds like to me, and I've said this for years, and this is why when dudes use that as the exception, when I say, you're going to need money out here. I don't need money. Niggas are getting it for free. Okay. Are you that guy? You're not that guy, because that guy represents not just free. He's not just broke. He's probably a dom. Or she might be a dom to him. When a woman says, I want a man taller because I want to wear high heels, what she's saying is, I want to be dominated. I want someone physically imposing so that if he says no, I'll know that he can hurt me. Or we might be participating in role play. He can pick me up. That's dom submissive. I want a man that can pick me up and fuck me against the wall. Hold on for a second. I want someone that can pick me up and push me against the wall and fuck me. Okay, how many men can do that? Not very many. So a woman could go out, find that guy. He could be broke in a Pookie. He could be broke or a Pookie. And he'll get that woman to be with him. And then everybody will say, see, broke guys can get women. No. Most of it has to do with him being a dom. It has nothing to do with him being broke. So when you make that the exception, well, he's broke and he gets women. Nigga, you ain't him. You're 5'8", 135 pounds and broke. Go get a job. He's 6'2" and broke, or 5'11" and muscular and brawling, 185 chiseled and stone and broke. Guess what? He's a dom. The women see that as a fascinating man, and so he can get pussy as a broke guy. You can't. So people use that one exception to disprove why your ass needs some money. Oh, I be out here fucking people's wives. That is an exception. I'll be out here. You're a dominant to that wife. That wife wants to be dominated. She has a cuck husband. That is not the norm. That is not the norm. So when I look at it, guys are trying to figure out these dynamics and then just leave it to money and status. But a lot of it has to do with women wanting to be mostly submissive. That is the basics of this. That's why a broke guy, a pookie, or a broke personal trainer, or a broke guy, a broke Chad can get girls. And you are not Chad. You're not pookie, but you're broke. And you're trying to use the broke strategy because you such of a loser. You don't want to get money. You want to do what Chad, but you're not him. You can't pick a girl up and fuck her. You can't slam her on the thing. You can't choke her until she comes. Can't do it. That's why he can do it on an air mattress and you can't. There's a lot of that going on and men haven't put these things together. I'm trying to put it together. You're not him. You're not. Why use a broke man strategy to get bitches? You ain't him. Okay? Okay. Now, guys, we're going to put somebody in a timeout here. Goodness gracious. Do not flood my damn timeline. We already know what's happening. So there is a lot going on here. And it's just not as simple as don't do it. Don't do it. There's a lot of people that fall into it. Rich, poor. So rich men fall into this. Okay. Let's do the last one. Ethical non-monogamy. Yeah, I would say ethical non-monogamy falls into some of these things. What is ethical non-monogamy? Consensual non-monogamy. It means that we agree that we're going to have multiple sexual partners. Yes, this is a thing initiated through the rainbow community and into women. Now men can do it. Men can say, you can be monogamous on your side, but I'm going to be open on my side. That's ethical non-monogamy. She agrees to that for now. Or she can say, yeah, I'll mess with you and we could just hook up, but I got a boyfriend and my boyfriend is open. He has a girlfriend. Ethical non-monogamy. Instead of cheating around and sneaking around and trying to fuck someone's wife behind someone's back, everybody agrees. Everybody agrees. So you might be messing with a woman that you know has multiple sex partners and you're cool with it because you don't care. You don't care. You're like, whatever. Same thing as women that have sugars. They're sugar babies, but have a boyfriend or a husband. The husband knows, the boyfriend knows, maybe the boyfriend, who knows? So this does exist. This does exist. Even if a guy says to a woman, you're going to be monogamous, you can't be with any other men, but I can fuck other girls. That is ethical non-monogamy. If she agrees to it, fine. Now, she might not like it. She might not like it, but something in the relationship is making her do it. Maybe she's a submissive. Maybe she just wants you to be present. Maybe she just doesn't want to date anymore. Maybe you're financing her. Maybe you're financing her. It could be. Maybe she wants a green card. Maybe she wants a green card. So there are a variety of people who do a variety of relationships that do extend past monogamous heterosexual relationships. This is where it goes in with to Shannon Sharpe. So we're going to get into Shannon Sharpe and the girl. We now know who she is, and we're going to show you who she is. But I do want to acknowledge some people here in this. the people who have contributed. All right, let's see here. And to try to determine why a person does something, you can't determine it. Also, to try to dip your monogamous feelings into another person's relationships and how they decide to operate, you can't do it. If they decide to put a dog collar and her to crawl in a cage and that was their relationship, it's none of my business. None of my business. All right, why are you dipping your nose in it? Now, if the girl or the man comes out and say he was victimized in one of these relationships, that's where it becomes complicated. Because now you have the monogamous church Bible thumpers who are shitty. They got their own problems. And now they come in here and they say, how could a 58-year-old guy be with a 20-year-old woman? Shit happens a lot. In these environments, it happens a lot. I don't have any judgment on that. That is common. Right? Stay out of their business. Now, if then one person comes out and says, I was a victim in this relationship, that's where it becomes complicated. And this is what this woman has done. This woman took a consensual, non-consensual relationship, a dom sub, a pay for play, or what I call it a cold approach. She took a age gap relationship and came out and said I was the victim of it. Now that is a problem, okay? Now we got a problem because now we have to take our lens and then dive into their relationship and their text messages and their sex videos and go, wow. And yes, these things can happen. Somebody, especially if the one person is young or one person is married, the husband finds out. Now you got a problem. Or her family finds out. Now you got a problem. Okay? Or she grows older and grows out of that phase. And you still want to get her into that phase. Hey, come over. Let's do some CNC. Let's do some BDSM. And she's like, I've grown out of it, which can happen. And you're force her into doing it, which we're going to hear Shannon Sharpe allegedly did. Now you got a problem. Now you have a problem. All right, so let me get in here. Pause. Dr. Beto says, I need some CGA blessings for more money. The more I donate, the more I get. Donating to the CGA church tithings. Stay blessed. Appreciate you, man. And I hope you get that more money. By the way, my voice is going, so I don't know if I'll be able to do a show in the morning. All right, but Sam says the biggest pro for getting to her place is when we break up, she doesn't know my address to stalk me or send people to my house. But if I go to her place, she can film me in secret. What's the pros and cons of her coming to you and or you going to her when laying up in these holes? I typically almost never go to their place, basically because my dynamic is completely different than the women that I'm exposed to. They're never going to have a house or a townhouse or live in a safe community. They're always going to have some one-bedroom bullshit, Captain Crunch crumbs all over the floor, bars on the window, and shit like this. Dogs and pets and rats and snakes, all right, cats that I'm allergic to. So it's never a good situation to go over their place. Plus, you have lie in wait, neighbors that stalking ex-boyfriends, this type of thing. So having her come to my place, there is security risk. You better have a security system. You better and let her know. All right. You also can have her Uber to your place and pay for the Uber so she never has your address. Okay. That happened to me. A young person wanted to be with me and I said, nope, no more. And I'm pretty sure she realized, unless she dropped the pin, she never had my address because she never Ubered to my place. I always Ubered her to me. So she don't got my address. All right. So she don't have an Uber file of how she went and where she went. But there's a lot of scenarios here. Good. Look, when you're dealing with women, you're just going to have to take some risk, but you can mitigate the risk dynamically in a variety of ways. But if you want to know, all right, we could talk about that more on locals. But you did super chat, so I just wanted to give you a couple of pieces of information on that. And don't let low-level people come to your crib, okay? You can't let everybody come to your crib. And yes, aftercare. He said, look, I'm smashing hood rats. Guys, I mean, listen, when you say shit like this, I do have to delete you. All right, because this is not common sense. I like the trolling. I'm a funny guy. But, you know, we don't do shit like this. This is a mature subject matter, and we're trying to help guys. But, you know, I know you think you're funny, but you niggas ain't never going to be as funny as me, and you can't switch it on and off like me. But, yeah, you're going to have to say bye-bye. It was good to have you here, and I know who you are. I've seen your name before. But, you know, doing this is not helpful. So we do have to let your ass go. All right? Anybody that does shit like that, yeah, you got to go. This channel ain't for you. This is a grown man channel. Okay? This is a grown man channel. So, but anyway, it's always dumb niggas that, you know, immature people that can't handle a good conversation. Yeah, we only here for grown man shit. That's what we here for. And we can have fun when we have fun. All right, so let's go to the next one. The Resurrected Simp Enforcer CGA. I just got home from our court-ordered co-parenting class, and the baby mama terrorist didn't show up because she couldn't afford her $200 for the class. Due to getting her nails done, Crystal Metheny was the psychologist, and the other baby mama terrorists were ice grilling their husbands as well. He says, what a day. Yeah, probably pretty shitty psychologist. All right. Probably silly psychologist right there. Yeah, that happens a lot. Guys, I've been in situations like that where the ex had so many court proceedings and tried to push for anger management and parenting classes, and then it was time to sign up. They didn't even have the money. They didn't even have the money. It's just absolutely a disgrace. But she put herself in that situation. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right, we also have Macaroni Tony. He says, I didn't have to say it, but I agree with that other brother. I've been donating consistently, and let's say I now need to hire a CPA. Shout out to the coach gang. He says, you taught us about the reciprocal relationship of money. Thank you very much. All right. The reciprocal relationship of money, or what we call cash karma. It's a lesson that we teach on the money mindset. It's only for grown men. A lot of you guys think money don't flow and you can save money and you can go over there and penny pinch and be cheap. But there is something called money karma, and typically it works like that. Shout out to you. Money mindset lessons being used, and it happens. It works. All right, shout out to Jones G. YNs. Okay, I got you. He says, I'm almost 50 years old. CGA don't lie. Listen up. I mean, your ear. Stop and stare. Okay? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a tough time out here for men, because men are lost. Men are lost. They think everything is controllable. They think because they have a dick, people are going to do right by them. Let me tell you, gentlemen, that ain't how it works, brother. That ain't how it works. Maryland guy. He says, hey, coach, off topic, but you hear that the U.S. is banning artificial dyes out of food and drinks? I didn't hear that, but that sounds like right about right. John Kennedy. Robert Kennedy Jr. said that he was going to do this. All right. So that's not a surprise, but we'll see how far that goes. Shout out to our brother Michael R. I think the only ethical non-monogamy that works is how men of power have always done in all successful societies. She knows, but it's not seen and not heard, and it's only on your side. She might sneak out a couple of times, though, throughout the marriage. But marriage was different then, too, and it was for children in power and family units. He says what they got now does not work. It doesn't work at this moment. Okay, so Michael R., I think you're right, because we're used to it. We know what worked. Now, in women's minds, what they've been doing here for the last couple of decades is they're trying to flip it on its head and make it work. What I'm thinking is this is the early stages of this. It could work in there. Listen, what we see today of relationships could work in the future. Now, it has never worked in society at all, but it could work in the future. How do I know? You have a lot of submissive men. You have a lot of what people call simps. You have a lot of men that are tricks. You have a lot of men that don't want marriage. So with that means you have a lot of dudes that will fuck other men's wives. You don't have a lot of guys out here thumping Bibles and saying prayers to stop the bullshit. So in my opinion, it could work down the line. I won't be here to live to see it, but we could have a monetized relationship marketplace that's fully functional. For instance, we have not maybe 100. Let me see here. Quick math. Okay, dating 100 years ago was looking like prostitution. Today, dating is called tradition. Traditional dating, where you take a stranger out that you don't know for dinner. That was looked upon as 100 years ago like, what? But today we call that traditional. That's an example of something that is skewing the marketplace, looked at as not normal, now working. For instance, I'll give you another example. 150 years ago, many people got into arranged marriages in social circles where the woman was property and she could get married. She could only get married when there's family approval. Well, about the 1960s, that pretty much went away. A lot of people thought that was the end. However, 65 years later, that's what happens. Not many women are involved in arranged marriages. So those two examples right there, you take 175 years ago, 100 years ago, and 150 years ago, what people did and what they started to do was consider like, oh, it's over. But we adjusted, we adapted. And all humans adapt. Same thing we see today that we complain about. Many people will adapt to, and then 60 years from later, we can look back and say, wow, that actually became the norm. That actually became the norm. So I just don't know. But it doesn't work today. But the women, in the women's mind, they're kicking the can down the road to make it work. Shout out to our brother Mark Muhammad. I told Ninjas last week that your show is a classroom. Thank you for breaking down the science of our relationships. He says, I'm finding that one of the biggest flaws in this Walt Disney fantasy, I'm special out here thinking. He says, what you're sharing is the antidote. Yep. Yeah, for sure. And I think young men, I was talking to my son and I talked to young guys, they're still hopeful, but they have what they in front of them. They have the evidence in front of them. And they're like 90% of these women are monetized doing what they are. There's 10% of women that are good women. So they still think there's good women out here. And of course, if you're young, you should, right? You shouldn't think they're all fucked up, but they even know it's like, well, so they're still like, super duper hopeful that they can find it. But I asked him, how many percentage of men do you think that if they got the girl they want, they will marry him? He said 100%. Okay, how many of those girls exist? 10%? Okay, so now what do we have? We have a problem. We have a problem. Don't you see what the problem is? A very, very big problem. The number one problem for men going forward, and there's a lot of problems we have. The problem is that there's too many older women posing as good women. That is my number one problem. I mean, there's a lot of problems here. But when we get into the conversation, what will happen is there's going to be some women say, what about me? I'm good. What about me? I'm a diamond in the rough. What about, I'm one of the good ones. Why nobody looking for me? Why nobody checking for me? That's a problem. This woman's 32, 35, 37, 40, 42, 46, 50, now 60. And they're like, I'm still one of the good ones. Nobody found me though. And I'm like, nah, bruh. Tracy Ellis, Ross, Vivica Fox, They don't throw in the towel. Mary J. Blige. Nia Long. They just keep kicking the can down the road. Well, I wanted a good one. It's going to take a special man to find out. Bullshit. Nah, I can't deal with that. That's a problematic strategy because they're just using emotion. I'm one of the good ones. Okay, let me check your whole facts. Oh, that shouldn't matter. Okay, well, dude, ma'am, shut the fuck up.
Shut up!
Shut up. It's over for you. Go take a seat or go find a simp. My brother said, keep me anonymous, says, you're going to share some stuff about my journey. I need to stay unknown. I appreciate everything you do, and there's not an excuse. This date and time, our currency is about the same here. There's no excuse. I make $25K per year on my government, y'all, but I have no debt, and money is not a problem, and I would, when I contribute to you, he says, I could join the money mindset, but my money is all in two beachfront properties. Anything I do is going to be a donation. Not a problem, man. And that's a co-sponsorship. Appreciate you, sir. And I know you're going to share something. Okay.
I'm rich, bitch!
I know you're going to share something, but so I'm going to get back on to this part of the show so I don't get too far back. Let's talk about Shannon Sharpe and his accuser. The accuser. Shannon Sharpe has doxed his accuser. Now, they are not happy about this. They are not happy about this. This woman filed as a Jane Doe. But because Shannon Sharpe is feeling a little bit of pressure, and he's using the court of public opinion to get people back on his side, he has now doxed her and gave the real name. So did his legal counsel. This is interesting because normally we have, normally we have grape shield laws and things like this. But even in his attorney statement, he's used her real government name, which actually has allowed people to go try to search for her. People failed. People have brought up other women that had the similar name, and it wasn't them. But we have it. And I said today, do not be surprised if this woman is average looking or slightly above average. Didn't I say that? I said, do not be surprised if she's not higher than a 7. Because I know what happens in these marketplaces, and this is not just about looks. It has a lot to do about what we talked about in the first hour. Dom sub, older, younger, all right, BDSM. It has a lot to do with that. So it's not just about looks. But Shannon Sharpe has doxed a young woman, allegedly a 20-year-old. I don't think her age is accurate, but she is young, all right? She is definitely 3 decades younger or plus than Shannon Sharpe. This is the woman, all right? This is the woman. This is the first picture that leaked out. This is her in her role play costume. All right, so there, as I said, guys, there's a lot of dynamics here. He also said she's an OnlyFans model. So whether she's a popular one or a not popular one, we do know that men are one-dimensional. Oh, she's an OnlyFans model, so she's a whore. Okay, well, do we know that? Okay, she's an OnlyFans model, so she's one of the broke ones. She's an OnlyFans model. Why is she dating an older man that has money? Why is she turning tricks? Well, that is called the spectrum. These women go from side to side on this spectrum. So this woman at this point is in a looks like a maid costume with belts and chains and shit like this. She's definitely dressed for BDSM activity plus role playing. So you see that she is not shy and she is not a child. Okay. And she looks like an average JUCO. She looks like what people think. Now, what guys think about the JUCO is that for some reason, this is going to be a highly attractive woman. You could get that, but it does cost. All right, highly attractive women are not cheap. Typical JUCOs might fulfill a girl next door fantasy, a young fantasy, and we heard that in her conversation. She definitely sounded like she was a young girl. All right, she was playing the young girl, the daddy, and I'm this and I'm vulnerable. This is role play. So you see her role playing here, you see her role playing in the phone message, and you see her role playing in the text messages. Now, let's clear this up. Okay, let's clear this up. Just because you role play does not mean all interactions are consensual. Okay? Just because you role play does not mean all activities are consensual. So what one day is role playing, the next day can be a sexual assault. What one day is what we called earlier, the what do they call it? Consensual, non-consensual cannot be present the next day. So I have a consensual, non-consensual, a CNC with a woman, and it involves putting her in a dog cage, a dog collar, and fucking her. Now, that's what she asked for yesterday. I gave it to her yesterday. She spent the night. She woke up, and then I proceeded to consensual, non-consensual her again. But she didn't agree. There was no establishment that we were doing it again. That is a sexual assault. Again, I do need to reiterate, I am not taking sides. I don't hate Shannon. I think he's going to be, he can recover from this slightly. I'm not taking the woman's side. We're just stating the facts. We're just putting out facts. This is not scenario. I'm not telling y'all to knock down the courts. I'm not telling you to throw this bitch in jail. I don't care if this is a scam. It's irrelevant. I don't care about any of that shit. We're only telling you what's up. They're only telling you what's up. So a person can do that, which does make things complicated. When she comes out as a victim, it complicates things. Now you got to say something like this, which is going to further complicate it. She admits, she looks like in one of the messages that she is charging Shannon. We don't know if she's charged him before because they were together for 2 years. We don't know that. It doesn't say that in the lawsuit. Anywhere that she charged, that was pay for play. But we know at least once she asked for $25,000 a cheek. We don't know if it was paid, but we know there was a sexual encounter after that, which was the last sexual encounter. Now, what guys will do, and you have to stop doing this. I cannot stand this with you dumb MGTOWs, you dumb red pillars, you dumb black pillars, you dumb manosphere. I cannot stand when you do this. Well, that's prostitution. You guys are ignorant at this point. Because she is not going to jail for prostitution. Just forget it. Forget it. It ain't gonna happen. There's no retroactive prostitution lawsuit that's going to be filed. The people aren't going to look at this and say, wow, when you look at this, she tried to charge him and it looks like he paid. You know what? If he admits that he paid, we can arrest her for prostitution. It ain't going to happen. So just shut the fuck up. I cannot stand you people that do that because this is not kindergarten. I run a really professional class. I'm the only one with this knowledge back and forth that can educate you on this and break this shit down like a fraction. Shut the fuck up, you goofy red pill guys. You sound stupid. Nothing's gonna happen. Here's the next thing. He should sue her. Will you shut the fuck up already? He should sue her. For what? What is he gonna sue her for? And this is another one. The IRS may take an interest. It is not going to happen. You guys with your revenge on women's tour, stop the bullshit. The IRS might do something. They ain't gonna do shit. This is dumb, stupid, manosphere bullshit that I don't want to participate in. IRS ain't going to do shit to that woman about selling pussy. Just say he up shit creek. He can't sue her. He is going to sue her for defamation. But for what? How much money is he going to get from this woman? Nobody's going to get arrested for prostitution. He's not going to get arrested for soliciting. The IRS is not going to look at her fucking file. They don't give a fuck, bro. They're going to look at the check that he cuts her. They're going to take that. Nobody gives a fuck about any of that bullshit. If that makes you sleep comfortable at night, that you think this is going to happen, okay, how many people this is going to happen to? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Now, the other thing, he should countersue her. Okay, what if he wins? What is he going to get? His reputation. Okay, did Johnny Depp learn this? He's going to throw millions of dollars to get his reputation back from an OnlyFans girl. He's going to sue her to get her reputation back from an OnlyFans girl, and they ain't even released the tape. And he knows that tape is out there, and he's scared to death of that tape. Why do we know? Why do we know he's scared to death of this tape? The reason why we know is right here. He offered her $10 million to settle this case already. This doesn't mean he is guilty. But this is when you're going to get down to the crux of the case. This is when you're going to know what happened. You're like, wait a minute. He offered $10 million. When did that happen? We only heard about the case today. That's where you fucked up. Because this is why I'm going to be on top of this class. You got to listen to me, bruh. You have to listen to me. Y'all niggas trying to get revenge. Stop your revenge tour on women. You guys are idiots. It's over, guys. There's no revenge tour, niggas. He offered her $10 million, confirmed by her lawyer and his lawyer. How many lawyers? He's had multiple lawyers. This case originates months ago. This is not a new case. That means every time Shannon Sharpe has been on in the last 3 months, he's knew this case existed. They have been through 6 weeks of mediation. 6 weeks of mediation. If you know what mediation is, I'll describe it for you. Revenge tour niggas. That means legal counsel, possibly the people involved, have met in a lawyer's office to sit down and hash out this case. This wasn't just sprung on him this morning. He's knew about this for weeks. They played him the sex tape. They played him the audio tape. So he's known. This was not just some shit that popped up. And then he said, let's make this all go away. How much you want? He already know that there was $25K possibly per cheek. I think he didn't pay it. I think I have a reason why. I'm going to show you why. I think he didn't pay the $25K per cheek. Then she went to the lawyer. We're going to look at the timeline. She might have already planned to go to the lawyer. Then they set him up with the phone call. So they got the sex tape, which she had in her person, her possession, that they're saying is edited. They have the video. They have the audio recording. They have the $25K per cheek. They have the last encounter. Then they have the mediation. He offered, confirmed, $10 million to settle. Why? Now, let's go back. He doesn't want to lose the bag. $10 million is a good amount of money. It's hell of a lot cheap. It's a hell of a lot more than $50K. $50K sounds good as fuck right now. But now you in a bind. You don't want to lose that $100 million ESPN deal. You don't want to lose sponsorships. He gets probably paid more than sponsorships than AdSense. But this right here tells me he's known about this for a long time, at least since February. Since February. But $25K, y'all always put these numbers up. $700, I will never pay $700. Now you see why someone would pay $700. All right. 25K, ridiculous. Now you see why they would pay 25K. It's extortion. She's not going to go to jail for extortion. So this is what you red pill guys. Well, that's extortion. She's not going to jail for extortion or prostitution. Go sit down. Go sit down. This is not a criminal case. We don't need a police report. But what we know is he said, I'll give you 10 mil. They rejected it. They said, no, thank you. And proceeded to file for the $50 million. Why so much? Maybe they only want 20. Maybe they want 30. But we know the lawyer's going to get a big part of that bag. But she would have walked away with 3, 4 million, maybe 5 million. But he offered. Why did he offer? Okay. Well, let's go back and look at this. And by the way, let's take a couple more looks at this young lady. Okay, 20-year-old. Her name is Gabby Zuniga. She goes by OnlyFans. Whatever. He leaked this information out. She was a Jane Doe. Shannon Sharpe in a video said her real name and also her OnlyFans name. So this is a doxing. This is a leaking of an alleged victim. And people think, hey, he should have done it. Guys, that gives them less leverage in the case because they're going to file and fight. Now they're going to fight. Okay, so now, and by the way, Tony, whatever his name is, Busby, and her, they're going to fight now. They might have took 20 million. Now they ain't taking 20 million. Now they going for the jugular. This is why I'm telling you, gentlemen. That's why I tell you, stop trying to get revenge on women. This is not a good, healthy thing to do. Let them get revenge on themselves. She could have smoked up that 10, 30 mil, whatever it is. She going to smoke it up. But now they're like, oh, you put our information out? Now you got my face out here? Now it's war. So we got this young woman, and as I said, she's probably not going to be more than a 7, and I was right. I was right. But that is a fetish, and there are the $25 a cheek. That's the fat ass that she said. I told you guys, this is the woman that wanted to put tongue in bunghole, that wanted a dog collar wrapped around her and baby gravy and wanted $25K per cheek. Those are the cheeks. Now, I've been telling you about this game. It ain't bad looking ice cream Cinnabons, ice cream cookies, uncooked Cinnabons. They ain't bad, but people are going to say she looks like a child. She looks young. This is disgraceful. This is why when you put this in the normie world, they're going to go crazy. Okay, there she is right there. Okay, we do have more video from her or pictures from her. We do have more pictures from her. This one looks pretty good. This one definitely looks a lot less like a basic bitch, but she ain't got no big titties, no nothing. Really, I mean, she just poking her ass out. Now, what did I tell you? These women have access to high-level men, whether for a short time or a long time. She had Shannon Sharpe 2 years. 2 years. Okay? 2 years. And you guys think that these guys all go for the same bubble lip, exotic looking models? They don't. You think all JUCOs have to look like the same duck lip, bubble lip, exotic model? They don't. A lot of girls are regular, degular, girl next door, daddy's little girl, role-playing women. I've been saying this for a long time, and you guys won't get it. Oh, mid, she ugly. She ain't that bad. But guess what? She about to get $30 motherfucking million. Okay? She was going to get $25K a cheek. Her OnlyFans going to blow up. So y'all can come over here with your cope. But this happens all the time. And why? Because she looks young. Now, we're going to talk about if, in fact, she was a JUCO. So we'll talk about that, which we can agree and disagree at the same time. Let's talk about that. But I said she's not going to be more than a 7. Who heard? Press 1 in the chat if you heard me say that. It was during a 5-hour live stream. It was at the end. I said, I guarantee you she will not be greater than a 7. I said, I guarantee you she will not be greater than a 7. And I was right. I said that, and I nailed it because I know how this shit works out here. The number one thing he was looking for was, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about it, okay? How did he meet her? Did he meet her on a website? Did he meet her at a brothel? Did he meet her at a college campus? How did he meet her? Because people are going to say this is JUCO, which it technically is, because you have an older man, younger woman. You have role play and all of that. You have her being an OnlyFans model. You have her being out here in these streets. She's young. Is this a JUCO? Kind of. It is a JUCO. We don't know if he paid, but there is a text messages where pay was in there. But he cold approached her. He cold approached her. Not in the DMs, not on a dating app, not on the sugar daddy app. He cold approached her at the gym. Now, what is it? Is it a JUCO? Is it pay for play? What is it? It was a random girl as far as he knew. As far as he knew, he didn't know she was mahi-mahi. As far as he knew, he didn't know if she was JUCO. As far as he knew, he didn't know she was on OnlyFans. As far as he knew, he only knew her as a girl at the gym. That's how they met. There's no tattoos. There's no nothing. He cold approached her. So it's hard to pin where this is a L on. Is it an L for the JUCO? Is it an L for the cold approach? What is this? Is this an L for older men, younger women? Is this an L for interracial dating? Everybody's trying to give everybody an L. I think we can just give the whole situation an L. But I can't say that this is a JUCO, and I can't really just say it was a cold approach. But he cold approached her at the gym. According to her. According to her, and as I've been telling you, the spectrum is real. She was just a normal, young-looking girl at the gym. According to the lawsuit, he approached her at the gym. She didn't know who he was. She described him as physically imposing. She gave him the number, and he proceeded over a period of time to call her and set up a date. Also, he tried to give her a non-disclosure agreement. She didn't know what it was. She didn't know what it was. She's too young. She's 19, 20, 21 at the time. She's like, what is this NDA? She don't got no money to be sued. She declined to sign the NDA. Somebody said she knew who she was. I disagree. I disagree. You think people know who you are, and I'm going to drive this point home. But she declined the NDA, and he still proceeded to ask her over to the crib and fuck her. So, all these people, NDA, video camera, all of this stuff, he still decided to press forward, just like in 50 Shades of Grey. He still decided to press forward and go with the relationship. Now, you guys think that these people know, a 20-year-old woman knows who Shannon Sharpe is. You think that? Brothers, although these people are important to us, I can tell you, I'm around women like this. They don't watch nothing we watch. First of all, she would have to be interested in sports, which is that takes her about a 50% chance she's not interested in sports. So now that takes the likelihood that she knows him down significantly. Then what does she watch on YouTube? Gamers, OnlyFans chicks, all right, My Little Pony, whatever the fuck, Sims, video gamers, Kai Cenat. They're not coming across Shannon Sharpe. Now let's add this. Shannon Sharpe played in an interview in the NFL decades ago. Not last year, not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, not 15 years ago. This nigga played in the archaic NFL where you can knock a nigga's head off. She don't know. She probably was barely even born by the time this nigga win in the NFL championship. Yep, she's not clued in. They're not dialed in to shit like this. Although it would seem like it. If she's 20, she don't know who the hell Shannon Sharpe is. Trust me, I'm around women this age. You think they know these people? They don't know them. Now, she watches ESPN. How would you know? I know women that watch zero sports. Zero. Zip. She's 20. Now, watch this. Here's the next thing. He said her dad knew, but the dad didn't know he was fucking her, right? So why would she bring up, hey, you know who Shannon Sharpe is? I'm fucking him, dad. She ain't telling her dad. She ain't telling her dad that she's fucking Shannon Sharpe. So she's keeping that to herself. By the time she figured it out relatively soon. But she didn't know who she was initially. I can bank on it, bruh. I can bank on it. Now, let me just say this. This is where it's going to tie the point home. This is where it ties the point home, and you have to realize this. As older men messing with younger women, young girls don't give a fuck about you and your history, your legacy, your lineage, your kids, your Hall of Fame status, your career, your job, what you worked hard for. They don't care. And this is the danger of messing with younger women when you're an older man. This is why you have to be careful, and you have to exercise good judgment, and you have to have everything spelled out. You have to protect yourself. Because a young woman don't care how many tackles you had, how many catches you had, how many Super Bowl rings you had in the 1990s. They don't care. They will fuck your world up and not bat an eye. So you're like, why would this young woman fuck up Shannon Sharpe's world? She don't care about the Cat Williams podcast. She don't care about none of that shit. You want to be an older guy, messing with a younger woman. This woman just wanted to be cummed in and choked and loved. She don't care about ESPN, a future contract. She don't care about Super Bowl rings, Hall of Fame. She don't care. She will destroy all of that shit. So you have to know that. For the men thinking that she had some ulterior motive initially, the case proves that he had all the motive. He was cream pieing her. He was cold approaching her. According to her, he was blowing up her phone. He was pursuing her. He was sitting her down to sign an NDA. According to the details, according to the facts, this is what happened. Now, once she figured out who it was, I'm going to tell you another story. And this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. Shannon Sharpe was not the only sport celebrity that she was fucking with. This is where y'all gonna get a wake-up call. These women have multiple men like this in the DMs. Multiple men contacting them. Multiple tricks. Multiple older men. Multiple athletes. Multiple celebrities. He wasn't the only one. Now, this is where y'all got to wake up. I'm here schooling you. Trust me. You think she was impressed by just Shannon Sharpe? I can guarantee you there were others. He was just there in front of her. That's why she went. It was easier to convert if he's there. He's there. I see him at the gym. She said I would see him at the gym multiple times and he would be looking at me. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. I can't say who told me, but these people, these young women, I told you about the story of a person that is in the NBA now, all-star, in the playoffs, contacting a young woman that my son went to school with. She is now 19 years old, going to a university in that side of the world. She said not only is it that person, there are former NFL players that are contacting her in the DMs. These aren't the only people. Let's bring it on back. A woman like this, exposed in that world, I can guarantee you Shannon Sharpe was not the biggest fish. There were other guys in there too. Now, he just kept volunteering and pressing and pressing and pressing. And she said, well, since you're here, let's do some role play. The fact is, you guys don't understand this because you guys are one-dimensional thinkers. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not here to lie, and I've never lied. I've been here. I've been right on this. I was right guessing she wasn't going to be better than a 7. I was also right that she got pissed at the release of the footage of him having sex with Michelle. So I read the story and I said she probably got mad when that video came out about him having sex with Michelle. I'm going to read it to you right now from her own lawyer that this was the case. I was right again. I don't lie. I don't jump to conclusions. I have practical experience in this space. I've been around for a long time. I don't guess. I'll be right. You guys are just goofballs. You guys have no fucking understanding what's going on. That's why I do what I do. Who was the players, coach? It ain't none of your fucking business who the players were. It's none of your business who the players were. It ain't my job to blast their personal information out here. If people want to do business, my point is do business. If people want to do business with these girls, OnlyFans girls, Instagram models, let them do business. It's not my shit. I'm not here to expose people. I'm not here to expose people who want to go and do what the fuck they want to do. All right? Let them do what they want to do. But you people think I'm out here telling lies. You guys are got another thing coming. Okay? You got another fucking thing coming. Let's hear this. According to the lawyer, here it is right here. The woman alleges Sharpe also recorded their sexual encounters without her consent and shared the recordings to others. So he recorded without her consent. A woman can say yes to consensual relationships with a man 99 times, but when she says no even once, that no means no. That's what I said. She was down for the freaky deek. But if she says no once, you have to stop. It says defendant Sharpe, a man who is accustomed to getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept. The woman, who is now a Nevada resident, so I now know who to look out for. I'm going to watch out for this goddamn muskrat. Says she met Shannon when she was 22 at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023. So people saying she was 19, well, not so much. She's more like 22 at the time. All right, but she does look 19 and she does look young. Then it says she claims he made multiple advances toward her in subsequent visits to the gym before the complaint says she eventually gave in. What do I tell you about cold approach? Sometimes they'll eventually just give in. Let me get rid of this motherfucker. Okay, damn. Now, this is only our perspective. Do I believe that 100%? No. But that's what she said. But this is what cold approaches do. Overcome objections. Continue to do. Still walk up. That's why I put this more in the cold approach. This was not a JUCO, and it didn't start off with that. Now, says Shannon Sharpe allegedly asked the woman to sign a non-disclosure agreement before she could meet up with him, but he dropped the request after she pushed back. Now, to me, I don't see, people worry about shit like this. But as you can see, he wanted to protect himself. She said, nah, not me. Mistake. Okay? She said he wanted an NDA. I said no. And he said, fuck it. All right, we doing this. The lawsuit recounts a subsequent alleged incident during which she claims Sharpe became violent with her and threatened to kill her after she showed up late to his home. Now, man, context. I mean, that could be innocent or that could be extreme. Look, I can see that playing out any variety of ways, right? I told you to be here on time, and then you give her the finger wag. Remember, he's 6'2", 285 pounds. She might be 5'7", 115 pounds, 130. She said she's already described him as physically intimidating. And now you have a situation where she's trusting you with her body, and now you're telling her, bitch, don't show up late. He could have been completely joking. Just like in the audio, he could have been completely joking, but out of context to normies, that's the case. But guess what? She still proceeded to deal with him. So listen, remember, I'm not taking sides. Okay? I'm not taking sides. We're just presenting. He demanded complete control over her time and body, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule, at his command, whenever he called. This is what the suit alleged. I take that a variety of ways. First of all, again, as I said, young women do not know what it takes to be an older, successful man. They don't know you're podcasting. They don't give a fuck. You think they're just watching you all the time, just watching you do shit every day. She don't give a fuck who he's podcasting. She don't know any of these people he's interviewing. She don't care, bruh. All she knows is he just keeps expecting me to show up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and show up on time. He keeps telling me to show up, and I don't know why. Now, he probably established that that was going to be the relationship. But now she can frame herself as the victim after fully participating in it and saying, this is now controlling behavior. So what she wanted in terms of dom sub, she was getting it, but now she's saying it was controlling. A lot of women do this. So he could have been angry at her because she showed up. Guys, I've been with women like this, young women. They'll show up 35 minutes late like it's nothing. 45 minutes late. They don't, 20, 22, 23, they don't care about time. And you'll say, I told you to show up at 7. She said 7-ish. I thought you meant 7-ish. 7:45 is 7 to them. As long as there's a 7 on the clock, they're on time. And the fact that this guy's tripping out about 45 minutes when he's got to be up at 5, 3 in the morning, the crack of dawn to be on ESPN, but she showed up 45 minutes late. Now she's like, okay. She's not watching the podcast. Oh, he got off now. Now I'll get ready. Dude, that's not how it works. She's living her own life. Okay. And you can tell her, bitch, I told you to text me if you were running late. The minute I say that, it could be in a playful manner. She can say later on that she felt intimidated. I felt he was demanding. I felt he was needy. I felt he was controlling me. I felt he was just making me show up whenever. Okay. In 2024, both her and the plaintiff eventually individually moved to Nevada. What a coincidence. Right? So he moves to Nevada. She moves to Nevada. Somebody needs to explain what's going on there. This tells me now we're in Mahi Mahi. Okay, that's weird that they both moved to Nevada at the time, but there are coincidences. But it sounds like, I don't know, she followed him. And they might have had an arrangement. The suit references, here it is. I predicted this, guys, and I was right. The suit references the time in September 2024 where Sharpe says he mistakenly began live streaming himself on Instagram having sex with a woman that was not her. The plaintiff states that this encounter was with another woman and that she was humiliated by the incident and began to pull away from Sharpe. Now, gentlemen, one of these days I'm going to be wrong, but today ain't it. Once again, give me a flower or a 1 for predicting this. I told you that that's what happened. I could simply look at the timeline and say, she probably got mad over that sex tape. Told you. Told you guys. You want me to be wrong and that ain't it. Now, you're going to say, well, he was paying her. Why does she care? Again, you guys don't understand the complexity of these relationships. Maybe he was paying her. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe she was on an arrangement or an allowance. Maybe she wasn't. We don't know. But I'm telling you, if you're raw dogging a woman, I don't care if you're 30 years older than her or 2 years older, and you're cream pieing her, she's going to feel some sort of way about you. They cannot turn it off. I said it. I said, dude, this timeline looks like she got pissed at that video. Oh, she just a 304. She just getting paid. Why does she care? I told you there was much more going on than just pay for play. And many times at the JUCO, it does turn into romance, jealousy, and all of that, especially when you're raw dogging. These women are not looking to just sell pussy to everybody. They're looking for a stable partner. So she caught feelings, and when that video came out, she said she was humiliated. Okay? So, again, I was right. I've been right a couple of times on this case, just with limited information. I was right. She was going to be no better than a 7 on the regular scale. She was going to be a girl's next door. All right? You see her. Small titties, small body, right? Role play, BDSM. I mean, it's right up there. And I also said he knows what's up. He's going to probably try to settle this earlier, which people are going to say this is an admission of guilt. Why does he pay that much? Blah, blah, blah. We don't know every detail, but I'm telling you, she began to pull away after the videotape. Yeah, she wants a sturdy branch. She's got a good situation. She's got a comfortable man that understands how to control her body and give her orgasmic bliss. That is hard to find for a woman. So she held on to him. In fact, she moved across to Nevada probably right after he moved. So she got jealous. The plaintiff claims that Sharpe subsequently began flooding her phone with calls, prompting her to leave Nevada frequently, according to the lawsuit. It then describes an October incident where Sharpe allegedly forced the plaintiff into a car and then took her to her apartment. Then he allegedly forced her to perform oral before putting his banana in the tailpipe, running it up her Duke chute. So she said he grabbed my head, forced her to look at him as she sobbed, according to the lawsuit. He said at that point, look at this, look at my arms, I've got chills. That's how good this is. Okay, I have to continue. We don't know if that's true, but that's her presentation. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. That's what she's claiming is the grape. In January, the plaintiff claims that Sharpe asked to come to her apartment again to give her a combined Christmas and birthday present. I told you what this was. Once there, the plaintiff alleges in the complaint that he again sexually assaulted her and refused to wear a condom. Now, what did I say this gift was? This was him trying to tie up loose ends. This was where I told you something happened to where he was forced to bring a combination gift where they fell apart. So since they fell apart, he was like, I missed your birthday and I'm going to bring you a Christmas gift. So he's trying to tie up this loose end. He's trying to make sure we're all good. And then he gets sex from her, whether it was consensual or not. I wasn't there. She's saying it wasn't. I'm not taking sides. I'm just reading the score. Yeah, it's an aftercare tactic. He's trying to aftercare because guess what? She going ghost. He having to blow up her phone. He can't get a hold of her. But he knows there's a sex tape out there. He knows there's text messages out there. He knows this is a ticking time bomb. So he's like, I got to clear this shit up. I got to see what I got to check her temperature. What does she need? And she probably was passive aggressive. Everything's fine. I don't need anything. Blah, blah, blah. Says right here. Let's see here. We're going to end it at that because we know the rest. We know the rest. Now, let's go ahead and show you this. Abba and Preach has found a video of her right here. And this is her in live and in living color. So we see photos of her. This is what she looks like on a day off. Again, I said she's going to be a nondescript white woman under a 7, girl next door, kind of poggish, but I was wrong about that. All right, but let's see her live and in living color. What does she look and sound like?
We just pulled up to the grocery store and I'm about to fuck shit up. Just kidding, guys. I would never do that. I'm gonna be completely normal. No, I'm not. Okay, enough with this bullshit. Let's fucking go. I forgot my keys. And yes, that's right. I only shop at Whole Foods. I don't want to look like I'm broke. What they say, fake it till you make it. I don't want to cook tonight, guys, so we're getting the hot bar. Who am I kidding? I literally never cook. The only selections. So your girl will be ordering Postmates. I just got completely harassed in the grocery store. So I've made it home safe. Basically, I had to leave the grocery store early. This guy was following me around the grocery store and he wouldn't leave me alone. We managed to get this $13 peanut butter and these chocolate balls. This is why women are scared to go out. Don't be that guy. Do not harass women. Simple.
Shout out to Abba and Preach, fair use. What did I tell you? Does she look like the type of person that watches ESPN, tracking down celebrities, right? She's not, bruh. She too consumed with her own life. She don't know who no 58-year-old nigga is that played in the Super Bowl in 2002. She has no fucking clue. That's not on her timeline. So this is her, bruh. That's who we are. And as I said, the JUCO has a marketplace for everybody. So not everybody wants bubble lip, bubble booty, BBL, Instagram models. Some people go for young presenting women that are submissive. Girl next door, college girls, college co-eds, this type of shit. Not everybody wants titty implant blondes. He obviously had a type and they had a sexual dynamic that led probably to the role play that we see them exhibiting. Dom, sub, BDSM, owner, pet, master, slave. We see that exhibited in the text messages. People don't realize this. That girl, you could have seen and walked past her a million times and not even been interested in her. She has a former NFL Hall of Famer choking her and nutting in her and putting the banana in the tailpipe, allegedly. And she about to get $30 million to $50 million, allegedly. So she then said, as Teresa is saying, She said some man harassed her. Cold approach. Some women look at cold approach as harassment. She described Shannon cold approaching as somewhat harassing. I relented. I gave in. She goes to Whole Food. He harassed me. So this is a bigger issue that people try to what? You try to add your one-dimensional thinking to it, and it is hella complicated. It's hella complicated. We also have some more photos of her right here. Let's see if I can turn the volume down. All right, let's see if I got, let's see. I'm waiting for it to pop up. All right, so this is her too. She looks a little bit more better prepared with a little bit more makeup. I'm telling you, man, the makeup in the hair makes a woman go up 2 points. She went from a 5 to, well, she went to a 5 to a 6.5 to a 7. All right. And I've been saying this. Didn't I say this week? I said there's a lot of times you'll find out who these men are fucking, and you'll realize that you're not doing as bad on the sexual marketplace as you think. Who heard me say that this week? I said that this week. I said, I've seen celebrities and men have girls, and I'll go back to my girls and be like, damn, I wasn't doing that bad. I thought I was doing bad. I'm not doing that bad. This woman about to get 30 mil and was asking for 25 a cheek. All right. And about to get it. Could possibly get it. So you can call her what she want. Right now, bitch about to be a millionaire. Okay? I said that. I said, bruh, you would be shocked at who's fucking who out here. Not everybody got a model. And now that looks good, right? So now you see why it's 25K per cheek. All right? And Dr. Umar has something to say about this. Dr. Umar, take it from here, all right? Dr. Umar wants something to say.
The same white woman who told you the black man is no good is bent over giving that pink punani to your black man. The next day she bent over giving that pink punani to your black man. She tell the black woman with your silly asses that the black man is no good. And right after she turns you against the black man, she got that pink punani bent over, flat ass up in the air, giving him those flat, uncooked Cinnabons. Oh yes. How you gonna make her turn you against the black man and all she do is take your man? The same man she told you was no good, she up there baking those white ice cookies for him. That pink punani be right up in the air with that flat ass of hers.
Calm down, Dr. Umar. Hey, man. All right, I don't see any flat ass Dr. Umar. All right, them, you know, you seen what she was doing in the gym. All right, we see what happened. Apparently, she was on the squat rack at the gym when Shannon Sharpe pulled up. So we see why he pulled up on her right there. She is a muskrat. She is a basic plain Jane. But now we see why he pulled up. All right, so there she is right there. I know Mitches wanted to know, man. Oh, man, how's she about to get 30 mil? Well, it ain't 30 mil and definitely ain't worth 25K. But listen, she saw an easy lick. She all saw an easy lick. There she is right there. God damn. I mean, I'll tell you, I've had better. I've had a lot better. But she's also dom sub. She's also presenting. So when you see people that are in a marketplace sexually where they have these alternative lifestyles, looks become less of a quality. All right. Just like swingers. You go to swingers parties. You're not going to see all models. You might not see any models. You might not see any women under 40 there. You might see wives and plain Janes and muskrats and 40-year-old soccer moms. That's what you're going to see there. Getting tag team and throttled. You're not going to see 22-year-old models wandering around there unless they were hired to be there or their sugar daddy brought them. You might see a lot of fat bitches. You might see a lot of fat bitches. So the thing is, when you look at dynamics, it has the looks fall off. And I knew when I heard this story, it was going to be a basic looking girl. Right? I knew it. I was like, dude, this is going to be not what you think. This is going to be not what you think. And this woman is about to possibly walk away with 30 million, more money than Cassie. More money than Cassie. What did I always tell you? I also told you this. In the spectrum. People do not understand. How many OnlyFans accounts are there? 4 million? Well, it's 1 to 4 million. I don't remember the number. Do you guys know how many girls that is? So these are girls you're going to see in regular world. You're not going to just see them. They don't just be doing OnlyFans and show up at a strip club. Or these girls are regular girls. They're in college classrooms. They're in high school classrooms. They're at the gym. They are baristas. These are you guys don't realize the spectrum. Spectrum is real. They're at the grocery store. They're sometimes you be like, her? Yes, her. Okay? But you guys think it's always one type and it's going to be known that they got one. I'm here to tell you, after years of being out here, you would probably never know the girls that have had OnlyFans. You wouldn't even have a fucking clue. You wouldn't even have a fucking clue who's at the JUCO. You'll think you do, but you don't, unless you know. And when I know you know, you'll sound like you know. So yes, these girls are in regular relationships. These girls have boyfriends. That's why I know I'm dealing with low-level frequency thinkers here. You guys have no fucking clue of what you're talking about. You think you're going to find one and you know it, you don't have a clue, bro. The spectrum is real. You will have wives that got OnlyFans and she's dropping off kids at the school. And you be like, oh, she's a nice little wife. I might fuck her. OnlyFans. You be like, I might mess with her. She famous on OnlyFans. Teachers. So you guys better be prepared for this because these are going to be your future wives. These are going to be your future wives. These women will get out of that world, clean up their mess, and then you'll be dating them off Tinder, Bumble. You'll be cold approaching them at the gym. I've been done told y'all. These are your future wives. You cannot deny it anymore. And this bitch about to be your future wife walking out with 30 mil. It's not just going to be bubble lip, tan girls with the big breasts and the big BBLs. These are regular girls that are going to be your future wives. You're going to date them like regular girls and you won't have a clue. This is the problem with Gen Z. Because Gen Z boys down the line are going to marry these women. They're going to date them and marry them and all of that. I've been trying to make these points and people don't want to listen to me. You guys think I'm jumping to conclusion. I don't know what it is, what you think I'm doing here. So it is what it is. Yes, that includes passport bros. That includes JUCOs, all of this. The dating marketplace is monetized. You can no longer deny it. You can no longer deny it. This is another prime case of it being monetized. These women ain't looking to do what's your best interest. This bitch like, okay, let me just sue the pants off this nigga and move on. Let's add these two things and I'll do the super chats. Unfortunately, and I don't mean to do this, and I'm not the only one that did this, so don't at me. But once this happens, what happens is we start to hear about his past issues. Does it line up? Or we hear about another accuser. I said that this is going to happen. So now, Shannon Sharpe, unfortunately, has other allegations. Allegations don't mean shit. It doesn't prove anything. But here we go. Shannon Sharpe takes a leave from CBS in 2010 due to a restraining order. The restraining order story was broke by a sports blog, which obtained the following documents from Fulton County Court in Atlanta, Georgia. As seen in the highlighted section at the bottom of the first page, the document filed by a woman named Michelle Bundy maintains that Sharpe forced plaintiff to have sex with him. He repeatedly calls and threatens her life, places her under surveillance, and calls to say he is watching. So this is 2010. Another story from 1997 has a woman reporting that Shannon Sharpe was arrested for hitting his girlfriend. She also was charged with destruction after she broke some glasses. Along the same line, in 2004, it reveals Sharpe has been charged with misdemeanor battery for removing the mother of one of his children from his home. After sharing Sharpe's version of the story, it shaped to seem benign, the pieces including this intriguing statement that says, even Evans is one of 3 women who has been in and out of Fulton County Civil Court with Sharpe since 1994. The 10 court cases between Sharpe and the women and the women include paternity and domestic matters. Okay. Another case that is headed to the Supreme Court in the state of New York is what I pulled up when I heard the rumor of Michelle Evans. Does that name sound familiar? Well, there's a Michelle Bundy, there's a Michelle Evans, and then there's my Michelle. Says right here, there's a case against Shannon Sharpe, January 22nd, 2023. It was refreshed December 3rd, 2024. Around the same time, he has the case starting to open with the OnlyFans girl in New York State. All right, you can download these particular files, but it says Michelle Evans has a case against Shannon Sharpe in New York, alleges defamation, libel, slander, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. She claims Sharpe's false statements led to a reputation damage, loss of employment, and so forth and so on. The court docs are here. You can pull it up or have the lead attorney pull it up if you want. Okay, but this is not the first time. This is not the first time he's experienced allegations like this, which I'm telling you, this is part of why you guys jump to the defense force and then you don't do your research. You don't do your research. We don't know if allegations don't mean they're truthful, but we do have a pattern where multiple women seem to find that their only way out is to go to the court. Not just one, there seems to be multiple. You got a baby mama, you got another woman in Atlanta, and you got this woman in New York, and now you got this woman here in Las Vegas. So that has to play out, and that's going to be considered. I guarantee you a lot of people are having boardroom meetings to try to figure out what to do with this guy, right? What do we do? How far do we let this go? This is what we're doing. What do we need to do? Okay, so then if one more woman comes out, I said that's going to be very problematic for them. Nobody's going to stand behind him, and they have a full reason to come out. Michelle Evans's case can come out now. Now she's going to get some run. Oh, yeah, he did that. Sounds like exactly what he did to me. Sad to see, but I don't want this to happen to them if it's in fact not true. So that is the bottom line. Again, I'm not taking sides on this one. We just had a chance to take a look at it pragmatically and see what we have ahead of us. We as men have to do better. Shannon Sharpe has to do better. This is a learning experience for me because now I have to look and see how I move. Do I have people that could potentially do this? You have to look at yourself. Men are not marrying anymore. Men are not giving women babies anymore. I said lawsuits are going to be the new divorce. And we see it. Again, CGA was right. Women don't have no chance to take you to child support court. They don't have no chance to take you to divorce court anymore. Men, you guys have made an adjustment. We ain't going to marry these hoes. All right? Guess what? The women going to be like, okay, cool. I'll just take you to court. And I'll allege lawsuits are the new divorce. This could be JUCO. I think, in my opinion, I think he didn't pay. All right, but that's what sparked her off. As a matter of fact, the timeline lines up as he didn't pay. Because it says right here, the last sexual encounter was January 2nd. That the previous day, she asked for $25,000 a cheek. I think he didn't pay it. I think he didn't pay it. Guess what? February, she's in an attorney's office. So, in my opinion, this sounds like JUCO, but it doesn't. It sounds like he thought he could just keep getting over on her and getting the free pussy. There does seems to be that they lived in Nevada and they moved from LA to Nevada. It does seem like there's a timeline that matches where they compete. That could have been an arrangement where he might have been supplying her with some financial need. There seems like that. But she never said that happened. She never said that happened. So either it didn't happen or it did, and she's just not saying it. Shannon Sharpe didn't say it either. You would think he would have said that. She was selling ass. She was a hooker. She was a prostitute. He just insinuated she was an OnlyFans. But if he was supplying her as a sugar baby, he would have said that too, and he didn't. So we don't know. Anyway, let me get to these super chats. I think she offered $25,000 to clap them cheeks because she was pulling away. He was trying to keep her in to tie up the loose ends. And I think she finally said, all right, pay up. This is my opinion, and I'm probably going to be right. She probably tried to change the game on him and said, since we're not doing this for feelings anymore, you're going to have to pay. And then he went over there. There was an encounter after the text message. Then there was an encounter. But we know less than 30 days after that encounter, she's in the lawyer's office. We know that because it says they've been negotiating for 6 weeks. So she's in the lawyer's office by February. Why? Why? I think he didn't pay. Right? I think he said, fuck that shit, bro. We ain't doing that. $25K, you crazy. That's what I think happened. All right. I think that's what he did. I mean, I might be, because if he gave her the $25K, why she run it to the lawyer? Then she said, you're not going to give me the $25K? You going to leave me like that? And she was leaking baby batter. She got her insides rearranged and her throat was hurting. And she just finished up slobbing on his knob. And she said, okay, I'm going to get your ass. Then she went to the boom. Okay, nigga, you don't want to pay the $25K? We going to bump that shit up to millions. Okay? Right? We going to bump that up. You going to do me that? Dude, I'm telling you, man, hell have no fury like a woman scorned. You guys don't know what you're doing with these women, man. These women, and like I said, a younger woman doesn't care about your legacy, your past, your family, your lineage, your reputation. They could give a fuck less. But why would she take the money and then sue? I don't think that's the case. I think she said, okay, give me that $50K or I'm a tell. All right, that's it. He said, based on what? What do you mean based on what? What do you mean based on? Look at these simple ass niggas. She looking for a payday. Y'all some simpletons, bruh. Hey, ladies, these niggas are simpletons. She looking for a payday. Duh. No shit. All right, shout out to you, Captain Obvious. These niggas are Captain Obvious, bruh. I mean, I can see why women run in circles around you niggas out here. She looking for a payday. A duh. Really? $50 million lawsuit. She looking for a payday. Uh-huh. These niggas are simpletons, bruh. Hey, ladies, I see why these niggas, y'all struggle with these niggas. These niggas are dumb. These niggas are beyond stupid. Captain Obvious as Okay, look, this would be like me jumping on here like these dumbass manosphere niggas. This woman's just looking for a payday. In stream. what context would I need to add if that's what I'm going to just jump on here and say? Why would I be the Notorious CGA if all I could come up with is he needs to sue her and she looking for a payday? Duh. No shit, Sherlock. These people are simple, bruh. Hey, ladies, these niggas are simpletons, bruh. And they think they in here. He literally, niggas be typing that in. She's looking for a payday. Send. She looking for a meal ticket. Send. Captain fucking obvious. This is why you don't have a YouTube channel. This is why you don't have a YouTube channel. This is why you don't have a Porsche 911. This is why you don't have 2,000 people watching you every goddamn morning and evening. Because if that's the level of thinking you're going to bring, he should sue her for defamation. If this is the level of thinking you goofy ass niggas think, and you guys, that's why these women run in circles around you clowns. Right? I want to be a YouTuber, coach. I got something to say. This woman's looking for a payday, and men need to start suing women, and women need to start going jail for false allegation. There's no police report. Right there. Like simpletons, bruh. I'm tired of these simpletons, man. Look, I'm teaching astrophysics to a class full of kindergartners sometime. Shout out to our brother here. Kaylin says these lawsuits make many men monogamous. Like you say, coach, lawsuits are the new divorce. Lawsuits are the new. I be trying to tell y'all stuff and put y'all on game, and then y'all come with some simple shit. I'm not a simple content creator. I have to explain things thoroughly. Shout out to Harden says 10 million from them ice cream Cinnabons. Shout out to them. If we bring back Sharia law, and we repeal the 19th Amendment, if we repeal the 19th Amendment and bring back Sharia law, like bruh, like what the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit? Men need to start suing women for what? What you gonna sue women for? Okay, any women in the chat, ladies, do you guys have more than $38 in your bank account right now? Do you have more than $38 in your bank account? Any women in here? Okay, do you have more than $600 in your bank account? Yeah, if World War III happens, what'll happen is these bitches have no choice than to come back to the kitchen. We got sisters in here got some money in their bank account. First of all, what you gonna sue them with? Do you know? Okay, the sisters say they got money. Shout out to my sisters. Hey, listen. The next question is, what you gonna sue them with? Man, what are you gonna sue them with? You know you need a retainer. You know you need a lawyer. So a lawyer's retainer gonna cost $5,000. Do you have $5,000 to file a lawsuit? You don't have $5,000. Now, let me give you another bit of advice. That $5,000 is going to be chewed up in about a week and a half. There's going to be a paralegal that's sitting there rubbing her hands at like motherfucking Birdman. And they're going to chew that $5,000 up. And in a week and a half call you up. Hey, you want to come have a meeting down at the law office? We're going to discuss your matter. We're going to discuss your matter. Have a seat right here. Before we discuss your matter, we ran out of your 5K retainer. So you want to go ahead and pony up, give us a credit card? You be like, I just gave you $5,000. Yeah, we ate that up. You want to see the bill? We have billable hours. We had to contact legal counsel. We had to contact counsel on this. The counsel had to contact the bitch. Counsel sent me 5 emails. I emailed the paralegal. The paralegal emailed me. We filed court docs. It was $1,000 filing fee. So we need that. In order for us to proceed with the matter, we're going to need another 5K. You got that? Now, you just saw how fast they spent $5,000. Last thing you finna do is give them another $5,000. But your case cannot proceed. Now that they filed it, you're going to be pro se, nigga, because they are not pro bono. And they will file to remove themselves from your motherfucking case. All right? That fast, nigga.
Do you have the stomach to watch a girl that you...
Before you get to court, you down $25K. Before you even see the judge, you down $25,000. Before you even see the judge, because the case ain't going to be on the docket until 6 months. And you going to walk in the goddamn courtroom, all right, we going to tell this bitch, huh? We going to show this bitch what happens. All right, the judge going to show up in here. All right, we're here for the matter between Adams and this skeezer. All right, so counsel, do you have the docs? Did you guys talk to each other? Did you do a court order mediation? Were you able to mediate over this matter? No, we haven't been able to follow through on the mediation, but we could continue to mediate on this matter. Okay, cool. All right, so after court order mediation, mandatory mediation, what we'll do is we'll set a date to hear the first hearing. We'll hear both sides, counsel's here. All right, and they'll gavel. And you'll be looking like, judge, can I tell you what happened? Attorney, you looking at the attorney. Hey, man, tell the judge what happened. Tell her how she trying to screw me. Now you're going to need another $25K to keep this case going, because your next hearing is 4 months away. Oh, by the way, in order for them and the paralegal to show up to court, you're going to need another $5,000. Because they just put all their cases on hold to show up to your fucking initial hearing and hear people plead guilty or innocent. How do you plead? Not guilty. How does she plead? Not guilty. All right, since we got a stalemate, so y'all go to court. And then when you get to the next hearing, okay, bitch, I'm about to warm her ass up at this hearing. We about to get her, huh? You're going to show up. Oh, we need a continuation for this matter. The judge is out sick. The attorneys weren't ready. It seems like the attorneys have another case that they need to be to. They can't be here today. We need a continuation. A continuation? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, that means something happened. You didn't turn in the legal fee. Somebody didn't pay $20 to the court. So they're going to push it back 4 more months. Four more months. So you got 12. You about to be 12 months before you see a goddamn judge. Or you done paid your lawyers $45,000. And you niggas jump on here. We need to sue these women. You ain't even suing her for $45,000. Right? You don't even sue her for $45,000. You trying to get $20,000 off of her. Now you at a net loss of $45K. Right? You ain't ready.
Do you have the stomach?
Trust me, bro. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all act like suing people is easy to do. All right, I'm gonna sue this bitch and she gonna be crying. She gonna be laughing her ass off. And then you still have to win the case. You still have to win the case. So it had been pushed back 45K. Now you got to win the case. Yo, bruh. Shout out to Monte, says 25 million per cheek. Jeez, great combo. 25 milli. Shout out to our brother Pocket full of dinero. Beats. He says, one day I'm going to be wrong. Today is not that day. He says CGA 100. CGA and AM stay preaching and teaching. This is what we here to do. We here to put some reality checks on y'all people, bruh. And he says, getting a judgment with from someone with no money is pointless. It's pointless. Bitch ain't got no money. And you're like, well, for my reputation, bruh. You wasting your time, man. Y'all be wasting y'all time with this shit. Mr. Inquisitive says, fuck these Mitches, CGA. Rich Ninja stand up. He says, I almost double diamond. He says, give me the alarm you use for these Mitches. But this one means celebrating. Shout out to you, Tap In CGA. That's a sponsorship, but we'll give you the Mitch alarm for these ninjas to celebrate. Double diamond for our producer of the year here. Where's my horn? Boss up. Fuck these Mitches. Leave these niggas behind. All right, we need to change the marital laws. Cooked. And what men do is they use the exception to the rule. Well, Pookie gets it for free, so you'll be Pookie? Okay, got it. I know niggas that's fucking wives and they broke. Okay, so you want to be that. Like, you literally give me the exception to the lowest common denominator. Like, why are you saying that, bro? I know broke niggas fucking 50 hoes. Okay, where? In a pissy apartment in the Bronx. Do you want to be that? Are you that? Are you that guy? Do you want to be that guy? Shout out to our brother, Mr. Inquisitive, for bossing up and going double diamond, man. Hex Euripide says, Coach, run that Dr. Umar quote one more time before we finish today's lesson. I certainly will. Let me make sure we don't got too many people backed up over here. And we do. Holy shit. NGN DMW, that snow bunny has nothing to lose. Shannon could lose it all or at least 100 M's. What happened to honest hoes, Coach? He didn't have this shit set up, bruh. He didn't have it set up. I would love to know how their arrangement was set up. But you can't even trust the JUCOs. Cody T, favorite CGA-ism. Women will embarrass you and not give a goddamn. And women got time for the petty shit. You guys don't realize women have no pride. And this is not the shit on them. But if you think they have pride, not to make themselves look like shit, to make you look like a bigger piece of shit, they got time. All right, they will ruin your ass and not care. All right, Isaiah says, Coach, I think the issue with young men is that even with getting leverage and options, men still feel like it's not enough because they can't compete with multi-million-dollar athletes. Even guys who feel like they make great money may still feel priced out. You're right. You're right. Guys, listen, there's not much you can do. There's not much you can do. I could show you a woman that I know of that I've been with, and it was, I guess, free ski. But we had an agreement, and I won't go further into that. All right, but she was a very nice Persian girl. Her family would be appalled to know I beat the brakes off of that. And I was beating the brake off of that for years. But her family knew me in as another capacity. I was just a family friend. But none of them, maybe only one relative, knew I was beating it up. And she was a $2 Kim Kardashian. She was younger than me. I was older. I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and she was in her 20s, early 20s. And I met her. I can't tell you much after that. But the point of it is that woman had actors, celebrities, musicians, pro athletes, wrestlers, all in her DM, and her account was private. Private. It wasn't public. She had a private account. And I can confirm we were in Southern California, and her friend was, I'm trying to not give out details. Her friend was similar age. I often tried to get them to come over and do a two-ski, but they wouldn't do it. But her friend, and I can confirm, was messing with LA Chargers, LA Lakers, LA Clippers, not LA Raiders, LA Rams. I can confirm. Y'all think I be making up stories. I can confirm both of them. And they wasn't that out there, and they wasn't that fine. Like the one I was with was finer than the other one that had Chargers and Rams. Confirmed. And these women were in their early to mid 20s. It's easy peasy, guys. I mean, dude, this is what the problem he's saying young men will have. Confirmed. Matter of fact, one time, the one that I was with, she was not giving away information. There was a guy that played for the home team, but he got traded to another team. So they were previously with each other, or they previously talked. Well, he got traded to another team, but they were playing in the home stadium. And he wanted her to come over. She calling me up. Hey, this guy wants me to come over. And I said, who? She told me who it was. I was like, damn. 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 I was like, wow, him? Him. She was like, okay, make sure I get home and blah, blah, blah. She went to go see him at the hotel, came back, and she was like, all right, I'm back home. So this is where guys have to know that that part of the game, it cannot be stopped. Shout out to G, says, Coach, you keep saying she's a 7, but someone's 7, maybe someone's 10. Yes, I'm using the international beauty scale. Please understand, when I rank, I don't rank on what someone calls a 10. But what I say is internationally, if I took a woman from Monaco and I took a bitch from Tijuana, where is this woman at? Right? That's how I judge. I take the international beauty scale, which is not subjective. It is very objective. All right? It doesn't consider race and ethnicity. It doesn't consider all of that. It takes in internationally. I've traveled internationally. I've been with high level and low level broads. I take international beauty scale. And I go, where does she rank from a bitch that's selling chiclets in Tijuana to a woman that goes into Monaco? It's not that hard to figure out. So there's not much nuance. It's a very objective scale. It don't take into consideration, well, historically, curvy women were in. Not today. They're coming back. But cherub women aren't at the top anymore. So that's what I use to scale. But he says, this is what makes the JUCO so great, having enough funds that you can find a chick within your price range. I mean, I know I can't afford Melania, but I prefer a 5'3" cutie. And it's because my mini-me prefers it. Shout out to you, your mini-me. All right. Yes. All right, but yeah, guys, whatever you're into. And that's the beauty of the JUCO. That's what makes the JUCO difficult for men to understand. They think it's just always some model type chick. And there are really girls that are baristas. All right, but yes, someone 7 could be a 10, but internationally, not. All right, we know who's who. Shout out to Mr. Handsome Paul. What's up, Coach? Just passing through to drop off your flowers. Coach Stradamus for the win. What a crazy week. Shannon Sharpe fumbling a bag. Kanye admitting to playing the incestuous skin flute. Shaking my head. Throw this whole week away. I might need to have a break because I can feel my voice going away. Rosie says, if Unc hitting that, he got way more money than I do. I'm doing fucking great at the JUCO. I wouldn't give that chick 200. Damn, why men with money be fucking basic looking women? Shit blows my mind. If a woman is ever going to bring me down, she finna be the baddest I can buy. Well, you think that, but inevitably that's not the case. Most of the time, the women that come out on you are basic or busted. So if you do have a history of these women, and we all do, Okay? The women that are going to come out on you are going to be women that you like, not this bitch. Damn. You want the Instagram baddie from Brazil to come out and say, he did something to me. But the women that are going to come out on you are going to be people that you are not the prime on your spot. Them women play their role. It's normally some bitch like this that comes out, right? And again, the thing is, people pay for what they want to pay for. I'm not judgmental. I'm not judgmental, man. But then when you see why people do things, this is why I had to explain this. I had to explain this at the beginning, and some of you guys weren't here. There's more to dynamics than looks. Some of y'all missed that. I spent the first hour telling you why a person would be into another person. Dom, sub. All right? You got the variety of consensual and non-consensual. Some pretty bitches don't want to do that. They just want to sit there and let you hump on them for 5 minutes. Master, slave, kinky role play, submission, sadism, masochism. That's why people pay. It's not because she's a beautiful woman. There's more to it than that. Some men just want a beautiful woman for the night. Some men want more. I want a bitch that I can tie up and choke. I want a woman that can let me do it. Is the Instagram model going to do it? Probably not. She could, but she won't. But that was the first hour. That's why I put this shows together for you guys to put 2 and 2 together. But it's clearly there's, for some reason, I know I talk a lot. You guys do not put 2 and 2 together. You guys do not put 2 and 2 together. I don't do shows like this to not make it make sense. You have to connect the dots. I spent an hour telling you why a person would pay. And it's not just looks. So if you're just going to put looks as the top reason why a person will pay a certain amount, it ain't nothing about that. It's not always about the looks. There could be a completely different dynamic that person values. What is the number one reason why people pay? Discretion, which if he didn't pay, now we know why discretion was important. He said, we stupid niggas, coach. For real. You guys can't put 2 and 2 together. I think I'm speaking above most of y'all's level. You guys are simpletons. I wouldn't pay $200 for that. So the fuck what? Who cares? Like, why is that important? That's not the only dynamic of why a person is going to be pursuing someone intimately. It's sometimes a fetish. Sometimes you want something that you don't want other people to know about. So there could be a whole bunch of things that go in as to why a person would do this. And I'm a non-judgmental person. You guys, for some reason, get stuck in one dimension. Look, there's men that got wives that you will sit there and say, why did he marry her? They married to a plain Jane, a goofy bitch, a fat, but why would he marry that? He could have got so much better. That's why you guys are stuck. People do certain things with certain people based on something you might not even know about. You don't have no clue, but then you're just going to put some arbitrary value to it because you wouldn't do it. He obviously was doing it. Right? So who am I to judge? I think I've had women like that for a lot less and a lot easier. Some people want people to be hand delivered to them at the time they want them. So if you want to incentivize the woman to do it, then that's what you do. But these simple arguments are somewhat literally frustrating to me. I mean, I don't know how you guys don't see it. To me, it's frustrating because I'm talking up here and then you niggas will bring the conversation right down to 4th grade. And I just spent an hour and a half, 2 hours breaking this shit down. And here come you niggas right down to the elementary school playground. Thank you for the money, but what the fuck? Y'all can save that shit. Go to somebody else's channel with that shit. This is 2025. I'm trying to take this channel higher. I'm trying to challenge the red pill. Here come you I was going to cuss. Here come you low frequency niggas with this bullshit. Why do I got to keep coming back? With you niggas playing jacks and motherfucking hopscotch. Why do I keep having to do this shit? When I'm trying to take the conversation up here for you niggas to understand, and here you niggas go, repeal the 19th Amendment. I wouldn't pay her $200. This shit is goofy. Save this shit. Save yourself. Do you feel better, nigga, getting that off your chest? Do you feel better that you wouldn't pay her any money? What the fuck? So what? There's some women y'all would pay. I wouldn't even touch with a 10-foot pole. You do you, nigga. But to me, it's absolutely clear. My major frustration is I'm trying to challenge this space. I'm trying to get y'all to a higher level of thinking, and it just be like, and I'm stuck on what to do. It just discourages me as a content creator to put these shows together and give y'all this information for you motherfucking niggas that want revenge on women. You're not getting revenge. Give it up. Who did I see earlier today? Oh, I just schooled the OnlyFans girl, some content creator that I be passing by. I'm like, that's where y'all want to be, bruh. Y'all want to be over there with watching someone school an OnlyFans girl in a debate. If y'all want to be over there, please go over there and leave me the fuck alone. All right, I'm really tired of this space. For the effort I give and for the performance and the knowledge I get and give. I'm tired of you niggas. Bring back Sharia law. We need to get revenge and sue women. We need to change the system. Shut all the way the fuck up. It ain't happening. It's not happening. She admitted to prostitution. She should go to jail. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you this stupid? You cannot be this stupid. But some of y'all niggas are stupid as a motherfucker. You think when in the history of anything has any woman been arrested for admitting to committing prostitution in a lawsuit? You niggas sound completely goofy. What you're trying to do is find a way to win instead of playing the winning hand. Well, Pookie gets it for free, so I'll just do what he does. You stupid niggas. I swear to God, when I say niggas, I mean all races. You guys are pathetic, bruh. You guys are pathetic. I've been here way too long. He said it happened. Even if it happened, nigga, how many times you see this happening? Do you see women getting rounded up? I'm going to ask you again. Do you see women getting rounded up for this particular thing? If not, shut the fuck up, you goofy incel virgins. You recessed chin broke niggas. Shut the fuck up. And do me a favor, unsubscribe from my motherfucking channel. Stop watching me. I can't stand you people, bruh. And I love my supporters, but you Mitch niggas, you guys got to go from this channel. I can't elevate this channel with y'all goofy ass niggas. I'd rather make content for women at this point. This is still bullshit. You guys are still terrible people, man. Fuck you men. Fuck you men. All of you goddamn men stuck on some bullshit revenge tour. Fuck all of y'all. And I mean that from the bottom of my fucking heart. All right? You guys get up here and waste my fucking time with your incel bullshit. I can't stand you bitch ass niggas. All right? And you can all kiss my ass and suck my whole dick. All right? That's what you can do. All right? I can't stand you people. Go to Rolo Tomasi. Go to Better Bachelor. Go to that goddamn nigga. What's that nigga's name? The Fugazi. Go to them niggas, man. I can't stand you niggas. Go to the Satan Center if you've wanted to go hang out with his ass. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone, you cocksucking incel, virgins, no life experience, broke niggas. Can't stand you people. Wake up to y'all bitch ass niggas every day. Gotta wake up to you bitch ass niggas every day. Fucking make me miserable listen to you cocksuckers. Listening to you goddamn cocksuckers every day with your bullshit. You losing out here. Fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all. And I mean that shit. I mean that shit. You niggas are absolute pathetic human beings. He says, if we not here, who listening to you? Some mature men, get your goofy ass out of here. Bitch, nigga, you still here taking his goddamn lashes. And it's clear and apparent you some submissive ass niggas. Because no matter how much I cuss y'all out, you still here. All right? And it tells me why y'all fucked up out here. But they won't do it because ain't nobody better than me. Fuck all of y'all. Except my supporters. All right? But they won't leave because... And don't think because I named somebody I ain't cool with them. But go watch them, bruh. I'm not stopping you. Go watch them. Just because I named the name doesn't mean I ain't cool with them. Go watch them niggas, man. But leave me the fuck alone. All right? My channel is high above everybody. All right? So everybody below me. Twin mattress ass, low grade ass, low frequency, recessed chin, nappy beard ass niggas. I can't stand you people. I cannot stand you. And they out here loving me, giving them lashes because guess what? They low frequency people. All right, anyway. Neck beards. So-called MGTOWs. You ain't no MGTOW. You bitch niggas got sent away from these goddamn women. All right? You Louisville, Kentucky ass niggas. Look at these niggas leaving. Get the fuck off my channel. Anyway. I don't got no fans. I got supporters. I don't got no fans. I got supporters. People support and people who don't. That's how I separate my viewership. I don't have fans. I have supporters and non-supporters. And I got a whole bunch of freeloading, piece of shit male non-supporters. And a whole bunch of content creators dick riding. Yeah. You want to entertain me? You got it. I just spent 2.5 hours lecturing, and here you niggas come. If World War III started, women would have to submit ass niggas. What the fuck? You think I waste time to hear you goofy ass niggas say dumb shit like this? Are you Russian bots? What's wrong with you people? You guys make this space more pathetic every day that I've been here. Weed smoking ass niggas. I can't stand you goofy ass people, bruh. I cannot stand you. I wake up every day hoping you niggas don't watch me. All right, but y'all still be here. It is a perplexing conundrum as to why I can be good and keep attracting low-life men. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this shit? This is frustrating. Then I got to hear niggas making millions of dollars on their YouTube channel. And I'm sitting here with these cocksucking incels wanting to be loudmouths. when I could take my talents to South Beach. Niggas, you don't listen. I done made that shit clear, and here's some nigga come in, I wouldn't pay her $200. What the fuck is wrong with you men? What's so wrong with these content creators supporting you Mitch ass niggas? We need to eradicate Mitchness in this space. We need to eradicate these Mitch ass niggas in this space. Get these coward ass niggas off of my goddamn channel. Get them out of the red pill, because these bitch ass niggas are the ones that make the space look bad. Repeal the 19th Amendment. Nigga, you won't even, it's 100 years later. The fuck are you talking about? 100 goddamn years later, you want to repeal an amendment. Niggas want to sue bitches. We need to sue women. Stupid. Anyway. Shout out to Mikey. Thanks, coach, because you warned us about this shit time after time. Cold approach, repeated approaches, still smashed after not signing the NDA, not being mode one, making her think she was the only one. I'm a fan of Shannon, but endless red pill red flags. He passed up so many red flags. He couldn't take no for an answer. Black Pirate King, coach, tell these ninjas join locals if they really want to understand the spectrum. They won't do it. They won't do it. Neither do I want them Mitch ass niggas over there. All right. But look, we break it down every Sunday. We tell you how this works. It's not going away. That's money mindset. That's for the money mindset. Guys, the monetized dating marketplace is here. The monetized dating marketplace is here. Gentlemen, you're fucked. It ain't going back. If you want low-level bitches, go for them. But men, what I'm telling you, I'm ahead of the curve. Shout out to Faith, says the son of Jasmine Crockett's coach. The sons of Jasmine Crockett, coach, can't take them all with you. And I hope these niggas just get away. I've been begging for these Mitch ass niggas to go. I can't help y'all, bro. I can't help y'all. Shout out to our brother Camille. He says content creation, for the content creation. Thank you, sir. No government name. How do you incentivize a wife to have sex? Sorry, man. Are you new here? Oh, man. He said in the stream. I won't be here tomorrow, bro. I can't. I won't be here. I got to do 2 more chats. I got to get the fuck out of here, bro. It's too late. I'm on hour number 9, bro. I'm on hour number 9. Thank God I have supporters. I got to get through these quick. Can I save these tomorrow, guys? There's like 10 more chats. I'm going to save these for tomorrow. Enjoy. Thank you for my supporters, bro. We out of here. Peace.